Alright, hey everyone, how you all doing? Alright, thanks for joining me on this nice Sunday. Hope you're all having a great day. Alright. Alright. Oh crap, I just dropped way too much water. No. Messed up my to-do list. Oh crap. Okay, anyways. Alright, so yeah, how you all doing? Hope you're doing great. Let me see, everything is fine. Alright. So hey everyone, alright, so the Unity Awards have been around for quite a while. It's quite crazy how they're already on the 17th Unity Awards, which Unity is turning 20 this year, which technically means they started the awards on the 3rd year. That was a very long time ago. That is definitely way before my time. I mean, I've been using Unity for quite a long time, but still, it has only been for about 10 years that I've been using Unity. No, 10. I started using Unity in the end of 2012, so I guess it has been now 13 years? I guess so. Everybody. So yeah, I guess it's interesting how it's already on the 17th Unity Awards, meaning in 3 years they're going to make the 20th Unity Awards, which should also be fun. So yeah, I mean, I haven't voted on it yet. I've seen the nominees. There were a bunch of really interesting ones, nominated in both games, asset store, and community. Lots of interesting stuff. I myself have a few nominations, which is always quite fun. It's always great to see people. Okay, just in case you don't know, what is the Unity Awards? Yep, they are the awards that they give out on every single year. Yeah, every single year since the past 17 years. And yeah, so yeah, vote on the Unity Awards. Basically, anyone can vote. These are quite interesting awards, and if you want to see all the awesome things that are made with Unity, then yeah, following these is quite great. I've actually won the last 2 years, which is actually quite fun. So I've got the nice little super heavy award thing. This one is for the 15th Best Tutorial Series Code Monkeys. Yeah, that is quite fun. That's definitely quite interesting. These are always fun, so yeah, I definitely want to see all the awesome games that are made with Unity and see which ones are going to win the awards. I mean, honestly, all of them are great, so, but yeah, let us see. Let's vote for a bunch of games, yes, store community. I actually don't know how many in total there are, but yeah, I'm curious to go through it. So let's go through the best games categories. Best 2D visuals, best 3D, AR, VR, desktop console, mobile, best multiplayer, and most anticipated games. So yeah, those are quite a lot of things. So if I go on best 2D, and after I go, it shows all the games. Okay, interesting. Alright, so best 2D visuals is a game that has demonstrated creative use of 2D rendering. Okay. And basically I can only vote for one, right? Okay, so there's Fretless Wrath of the Rifson. I don't know that one. Magical Ink. Thank goodness you're here. Berserker Die. Urban Myth, Dissolution Center. Hollow Knight Song, of course. Slender Threads, never. So looking at this, the obvious answer, the one that will probably win, just because it has been in development for some like 7 years. So yeah, people definitely wanted this game. So chances are, if I had to guess, I would say it's the one that's going to win. Oh, it's kind of funny. It's actually the only one that doesn't have a trailer. That's a bit strange, because definitely does have a trailer. But oh, got the thing. Because definitely does have a trailer, which I'm guessing all of you already know. Hollow Knight Song. It's quite crazy how this one has already sold like millions of copies. Definitely quite insane. Quite an impressive game, quite an impressive achievement that they built this game over the course of some like 7 years. I guess I could put a little bit more, yeah. So yeah, definitely an impressive game. I mean, honestly, it's not my kind of game. I'm not a fan of 2D Metroidvania platforms. That's definitely not my kind of genre. But I can definitely admire and see it is a very, very well-built game with an insane amount of content. Very satisfying gameplay for people who want this kind of gameplay. So yeah, even though it is not my cup of tea, it is not my own personal sort of thing, I can definitely see the effort that was into it, the love that was put into this game. And yeah, if this one wins, definitely I would say it is probably worthy of the win. Game can be showed on this list. Any requirements? Just be made with Unity And yeah, I think that's it. I mean, technically, I don't know if you have to submit it yourself or if they just find the game, but yeah, they will. For the most part, if you make a game with Unity, they get shown here. Now, there are a bunch of these that I actually don't recognize. Like Berserko Die, I'm pretty sure I've seen this one. And Slender Threads, I think I saw this one. Neva, I think I also saw this one. But yeah, for these ones, I actually don't know them. And they've got the trailer visible right there. I gotta pay attention to the audio. Which probably means this live stream is actually going to be... Okay, so the issue is that I can't hear the audio myself. So maybe I should actually... Yeah, maybe I'm actually going to get headphones. Because it would definitely be pretty useful for me to be able to also hear this. Now I just gotta connect it over there. Okay, let me see if that works. Make sure nothing else breaks. And nope. Okay. Oh no, it is. Okay. Okay, it is working now. Okay. Right, so let me hear this one again. Definitely some very gorgeous pixel art. So it's like a music adventure RPG sort of game. Okay. It's got turn-based action. Okay. Okay, that was interesting. Definitely in terms of pixel art, definitely some very high quality pixel art. So again, I can definitely see why it was nominated. Very, very good pixel art. Nice. Let's see, Magical Ink. Okay. Is this a mobile game? Okay, I'm guessing it is a mobile game. Okay. Okay, definitely does have some very nice 2D sprites, so that's good. Thank goodness you're here.
Oh, hello there, young man.
Thank goodness, good news.
Thank goodness you're here. Is he looking for something to do?
I've been sucking this pipe all morning. And then I realised it's Josie again.
Ah, Bessie's sick as a pig.
With no meat.
Now, you gotta wait for that useless locksmith.
Lawrence?
Solid.
Rod?
Oh, you're messing about with that thing, are you?
You can start by getting on that mower.
Okay, nice.
Come back here until those hands are clutching his meat.
Definitely has some very unique artwork, so that was interesting. Okay, and nice comedy game, which is always a very tough genre to make. Going for comedy is definitely quite tricky, yeah. It's kind of hard there, I love Indoor. Definitely is very interesting, definitely very well made. Yeah, very like cartoony style, very silly, very exaggerated, non-realistic. Definitely is very interesting, so yeah, definitely very well made. I mean, the main thing is how it definitely looks like a cartoon, so it's kind of crazy how this is a game. I'm guessing it's some kind of point-and-click adventure, something like that. But yeah, definitely is quite a bit something. That is nice. Now, Berserk on Die. I'm pretty sure I saw this one as in one of my top 10 new games. So I guess let's see. Oh. Nice. I quite like that one. Definitely very chaotic, very intense, both from a gameplay perspective and also from a visual perspective. Definitely a very good looking game. And yeah, definitely a rip keyboard. I'm pretty sure this one's like the more keys you actually press, the more damage you actually deal. I'm pretty sure that was it from when I remember seeing it on Steam. So yeah, definitely very interesting, very unique game. It's kind of similar to the, well, I was going to say old school just because it's like 10 years old, the One Finger Death Punch. That was another one that was also great. This was from when? From 2014. Yeah, definitely a very long time ago. Yeah. This was an epic game. And yeah, the other one basically seems to be a new iteration on this kind of idea. This basically kill a bunch of things left and right, and now you've got this one. So now you've got Berserk or Die. Definitely very impressive, and apparently from the publisher of Vampire Survivor. So that's a that's a nice marketing way, because probably nobody knows the name, but they do know that image. So yeah, that is definitely quite interesting. Yeah. So yeah, that one is honestly I quite like that one. I think that one looks very good. Yeah. This game becomes a hit, it automatically gets nominated. I don't know if you need to manually submit it or not. I don't remember, because there was a submission process, but I don't think it's for games. I think it's for the other thing. So as long as you make a game made with Unity, and yep, there you go. It should be automatically considered for that. Program use Flutter and Dart for logic and Flame Game Engine. I have no idea. I don't know what is the Flame Game Engine. I've never used Flutter or Dart, so none of that. So nope, no idea what it is. Yeah. Pretty silly to use so much keys for a 2D game. It's not standard Tekken Fighter. Well, that one is intentionally meant to be just slam a bunch of keys. That's like the whole point of the game. So yeah, usually in most games, yeah, I would say it's silly to use so many keys, but this one seems to be the core thing that makes a game. And honestly, that makes a game unique, which nowadays standing out is so difficult. So yeah, having a silly gimmick of just punch your keys, that is a nice way to make your game stand out. So yeah. Platforms 2D were hard to be on top of the market. Yep, I mean, they are definitely very hard. And you can see by these are all absolutely gorgeous, even the ones that are 2D platformers. So yeah, these are definitely not genres that I would encourage you to make if you want to find success in a relatively easy way. I mean, it's never easy, but easier. Yeah, I would definitely not recommend you make a game kind of like that. But if you have top tier art, that can obviously help you stand out. I mean, marketing is very much a visual thing. So if your game stands out, that is going to help you quite a bit. So let's see, Neva. Pretty sure I saw this one as well. All right, that was really gorgeous. I really like that. That was definitely some very high quality, very fluid 2D art. That is something that always gets me, something that I always absolutely love is high frame rate 2D animation. That is something that I always find very satisfying. And this one, especially when it seems to be like frame by frame drawn, but still super high frame rate, that looks so impressive. What's lots of 2D games in the awards? Well, this is literally the best 2D game category, so that would be why. But yeah, these are definitely very gorgeous looking games, very interesting. Look at that, those colors, those animations, very, very impressive. That is definitely quite impressive, nice. Yeah, I understand how they make it so beautiful. Hey, new member, thank you so much. Cardoct, thank you, that is nice. Oh, I totally forgot this little banner existed. I mean, I knew that it existed for the super chats, but I totally forgot that it exists for the members. So yeah, thank you, nice. All right, so yeah, so this one definitely looks quite gorgeous, really nice. So yeah, so far, I really like this one, really hardcore, and I really like this one, really much more chill. So right now, these would be my two standouts. Okay, let's see Slender Threads.
As I arrived in town, things felt wrong. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm having these disturbing visions. There's a darkness hunting the people in this place. And you, Len, you seem to be the only person who understands it.
Why don't you run? Just get away from here.
It feels like something's holding me here. Like even if I tried to leave, I couldn't.
Harvey, you were always going to stay. You always gonna suffer. And you always gonna find me.
Then, what happens now?
Whatever they want.
Ah.
Oh, okay, so that was a very creepy point-and-click adventure game. But yeah, I can definitely see why it's nominated, because very high quality 2D art, nice 2D bone animations, 2D sprite deformations. That was definitely very interesting. Do I sound off and weird? Probably intentional, considering how this is meant to be an off-putting horror game, something like that, so yeah. I mean, but yeah, that is definitely very interesting art style, very well made. Those are some very gorgeous 2D sprites. So yeah, point and click, very, very interesting. Definitely quite nice, yeah. For gaming these, nope, I didn't publish any game last year. These are always for the games released in the past 12 hours, so nope. None of my games, nope, yeah. For 3 months and I made main core and meta, but I don't even know how my potential players will react. Where can I find a place for testing my prototype? Go on Reddit. There's a bunch of subreddits like Play My Game, I think that's what it's called. So yeah, go on there, try to post a GIF about your game and ask for people to play it. Or so yeah, basically that, put on Twitter asking for playtests. So yeah, basically ask wherever you can find, because yeah, players will be on lots of different places. So yeah. But yeah, it is difficult to find, so usually you start with like friends or family, and then you search for random people online, so yeah. One Night Still Song, obviously this is likely going to be the favorite, likely going to be the winner, and again, it probably is worth it just because it's a very good game and a very gorgeous game. So yeah, definitely very impressive. Yep, this one will definitely be big contender because yeah, it is a very gorgeous game, a very successful game. Look at that, 100,000 reviews. That is insane. So this has sold what, like 10 million copies? I don't even know. Such an insane success for an indie developer. But yeah, definitely a very gorgeous game, very unique art style. Definitely stands out. So yeah, the art is gorgeous. It is very unique, and there's an insane amount of it. I mean, the amount of environments, the amount of bosses they show here, definitely a very massive game. So yeah, this one likely gonna be a big one. Sorry, I can't really search for a completely new programming language or framework in a live stream. That's not really something that I can do. So Urban Myths Dissolution Center. I thank for the super chat. Thanks. Game needs to have specific requirements. No, it doesn't need that. It just needs to be made using Unity, and that's basically it. If you make a Unity game, there you go. It is over here immediately. So then it just becomes, do you have one of the better games of the year? That's really it.
Strange phenomena, cursed relics, dimensional anomalies, dedicated to unraveling the mysteries behind the inexplicable. The Urban Myth Dissolution Center. Investigate the scene. Gather clues on social media. Use clairvoyance to reveal what's hidden beyond ordinary perception. Identify the myth tied to the case and unravel its mysteries. Once the eye-opener is unlocked, the truth will be unveiled. Mysterious cards that foretell a dark future, a tragic case from the past. Witness the shocking truth shrouded in darkness. An occult mystery adventure like no other. Urban Myth Dissolution Center.
Okay, wow. I did not know this. That was a very, very unique game. Yeah, so it's like point and click strategy simulation sort of game, like mystery. That was definitely very interesting, definitely very niche. I don't know this at all. Is this on Steam? I'm just curious. Such a niche game, such a unique game. How well is it doing? Okay, 500 reviews, decent amount. Came out in February. Okay, so not a mega hit, but definitely interesting one, and very positive reviews. So yeah, that is definitely quite something. Wow. Definitely a very good looking game. So yeah, when it comes to the art, definitely at the top there. So yeah, basically all of these, I mean, these are all going to have gorgeous art. I mean, that's obvious. These are all the nominated. So yeah, when it comes to me, which one do I prefer? Honestly, I'm going between Berserk or Die or Neva. Both these two are really gorgeous in different ways. So Neva, this one is really gorgeous in a very chill way. Look at that, very chill and very high frame rate animation. So those are things that I definitely like. This one is definitely very gorgeous. I definitely adore this art. And this one over here is definitely quite a bit more chaotic, quite a bit more action focused. And I also very much like it. So, ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Both these are really gorgeous. Both of these I really like. I would say in terms of gameplay, I probably prefer this one as opposed to Neva. But this is the best 2D visuals. So are these, yeah, I think Neva, I think this one might be the one. Because it is definitely very gorgeous. How do I select it? There you go, I voted for that one. And I can only vote for one. So yeah, all definitely very gorgeous. But yeah, this one definitely, at least to me, visually, that is super impressive. Look at that, that is gorgeous. And again, the fact that I've tried doing some, that I've made several 2D games means that I know just how difficult it is to draw and make such gorgeous stuff and gorgeous stuff inside a game. So that just makes it even more impressive. Not only is it gorgeous, but it's all, it's an actual game. It's not a just animation. So yeah, that is definitely very, very impressive. But yep, all of these, very good. You've got everything from, flat 2D vector art to pixel art to some more standard like chibi art, all kinds of things. Definitely very, very interesting. So yeah, lots of very good ones over here. And then on the next categories, that's the best 3D visuals. Okay, so let's see this one. So best use of 3D technologies in a game. So we got Lost in Random, Blueprints, Hurdling, Deliver at All Costs, Tinted Grail, Wheel World, Lego Voyagers, and Mind Forest. Okay, so now these I do know most of them. So Lesson Random, yeah, Blueprints, yeah, Hurdling, yep. Deliver, yep, these ones. Wheel World, oh, it's that one with the bike that you can customize, that one's good. Like Voyagers, I'm pretty sure I've seen this. So out of these, I think Mind Force, I think this is the only one that I don't know. So I wonder if that's a mobile one, but yeah. So let's see. So this one is the best 3D visuals. So let's see. Lesson Random.
This is all you will ever be. The one who failed her sister, who destroyed Random, whose heart was lost to darkness.
Dice Wielder. Oh, luck has finally turned. You can break us free from their's daunting grasp.
I didn't come here to save anyone. I'm here to end Mare and destroy the Black Die.
We can play this game forever.
We'll have these weapons out of our body and into your hands in no time.
I know every wound, sorrow, and fear behind that mask.
You might have built this game on misery and sorrow, but I have fortune on my side. All belongings infused with magic.
This little adventure ends now. Let's iterate on your ending.
Fighting my way through your games over and over. Maybe it doesn't change the past, but maybe it changes me.
As long as there is misery, I am eternal.
All right, that was definitely very interesting. Both the game itself and, of course, just the visuals. Definitely got a very unique visual style. I mean, honestly, I think the first one had a bit more of a unique visual style just because the first one was more like third person or like the camera was more lower, whereas this one is more top down, so it makes like the unique art style a little bit less visible, even though it is still all very interesting, all very much based on dice and all those things. So yeah, definitely still a very unique style, but it feels like the original game made that style quite a bit more visible as opposed to this one. Seems like a great game, but from the top-down view, doesn't quite seem as unique. But on the cutscenes, obviously, it still looks like it has a very unique art style, very unique world. So yeah, definitely a great one. Definitely a very good contender. Yeah. Should games with pixel arts only have pixel UI? Nope, that's very much just a personal question. Can work both ways. I've definitely seen games with gorgeous pixel art UI and games with very bad, unreadable pixel art UI. So yeah, that very much depends on the implementation. Basically, anything can work. So yeah, it really depends on how you make it work. Because yeah, how does a modular operator work? I know how to use it and what it does, but how does it work? What do you mean, how does it work? Basically, it's the remainder of the division. So if you divide 3 divided by 2, if you do that, the only way of making this division work is basically you divide 2 by 2, and then you've got 1 remaining. So that's basically it. It's the remainder of the division. So I don't know what you mean, how does it work? I don't know how to explain a core mathematical concept, just because I'm definitely not a mathematician myself. So yeah, it's the remainder of the division, and that's basically it. That's how it works. As to the logic for it, I'm pretty sure you can go on Wikipedia and you can find like the mathematical proof behind it. But yeah, for the most part, it is like that. But yeah, so this game definitely quite interesting. Yeah, it's from the free education stuff. It was and still helping me in my journey. Awesome. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I'm glad my video is helping. That is cool. Yeah. Do you game or just make games? That's kind of the issue, which is making games takes in so much time. It takes so much effort that it's kind of hard to find the time to play games whilst also making games. Or in my case, making videos teaching how to make games, those kinds of things. Yeah, that takes so much time that, yeah, I definitely don't spend as much time playing games as I wish I did. So, yeah. All right, Blueprints. This one is also a contender for like Game of the Year. Definitely a very interesting game. I haven't played it, but I've heard nothing but great things out of it. So, yeah, very impressive. Oh.
To the architect, an empty blueprint represents a world of possibilities.
I give and bequeath to my grandnephew all of my right, title, and interest in the house and land which I own near Mount Holly.
A world of dreams and doorways.
The above provision is contingent on discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate.
I suspect you wish me to look into your future.
Should my grandnephew fail, then this gift shall lapse.
Yeah, definitely a very good looking game, very nice. Honestly, me personally, I'm always a big fan of cel shaded art style with nice thick outlines, so this is immediately appealing to me. Definitely very interesting. Yeah, I quite like the art style, very comic booky, something that I always very much like, and also has quite a lot of variety. I mean, all the rooms that you have in the mansion, those are very impressive. All the models, everything is very, very well made, very well built. So yep, when it comes to 3D art, this one definitely quite good. Yeah, definitely worthy of nomination. Yeah, Blueprints. Yeah, I definitely have to play the game because I've heard nothing but great things about it. So even though it's not my kind of genre, I think it's more of a mystery roguelike, that sort of thing. So not necessarily my kind of genre, but yeah, the fact that I've heard so many great things about it means that I definitely do need to find a way to play it. Yeah. Then Hurdling. I'm pretty sure this one has like some giant cows, so this one should be nice. Alright, that was gorgeous. That is definitely very good. I love how the creatures look quite fluffy. Look at that, they look very, very interesting. So yeah, that is quite fascinating. And the world itself also looks very interesting, very unique, very large world. It definitely does give a sense like a massive journey across a huge world, some huge plains. Yeah, going across various different environments whilst keeping your little herd of animals, whatever these animals are, keeping them all safe. So yeah, very, very good one. Very, very nice one. Like Journey with Pets. That does seem like an excellent description of it. Yeah, definitely looks very good. I very much like this one. Honestly, this one so far, all three of these are really gorgeous. They deliver at all costs. I've also seen a bunch of gifts of this one. I'm also already a fan of this one, so let's see.
We Deliver is hiring. Hurry over to their main office on 13 Farrell Street.
I should go there ASAP. Desperately need a job.
Oh, come on. Mr. Palmer left the car in reverse.
Winston. Sir, Winston Green.
With the help of We Deliver, anyone can enjoy the luxuries of the mainland. We deliver anything, anywhere.
Who is Winston? A madman?
Are you blind?
A victim? He's like a fine piece of equipment with just a few loose screws.
At We Deliver, we pride ourselves on completing every delivery.
We're reshaping the very essence of delivery services to ensure that every package is delivered with utmost efficiency.
My bad.
Hey, that delivery's mine to make.
This is just the beginning.
There's something off about you, kid. I just know it.
I have never encountered a case as unprecedented as this one.
You think you can push me around? Well, I have news for you.
Focus fire on the new target.
You ain't no ordinary courier.
You don't know what you're dealing with. How come there's no record of a Winston Green, huh?
I'm done explaining myself to you.
Life's full of ups and downs. Sometimes we stumble and fall.
If I've learned anything, it's that some things are just out of our control.
Nice. That was very good. Yeah, definitely seeing gifts of this game all over the place. Yeah, the destruction tech, that one seems very impressive, and the whole game seems quite silly. So just delivering tons of stuff, just destroy everything, just go into every single building, and everything just breaks apart. So yeah, definitely a very funny game, and obviously very technically impressive. I mean, all of those physics, that many car pushing people out of their own cars, that is super impressive. So in terms of tech, this one seems quite nice. In terms of gameplay, this one probably is the one that most appeals to me. Look at that. That is some very, very impressive stuff. So yeah, very, very good. And also, I'm just a big fan of the top-down sort of isometric look. It always reminds me of some like GTA 1, GTA 2. Those games were gorgeous. I played them non-stop while I was a kid. So yeah, I'm also a big fan of that art style, that particular camera view. So seeing one of these, kind of like a reimagined GTA 2 for the modern age with lots of destruction, lots of chaos, that one definitely appeals to me. So yeah, in terms of visuals, technically very impressive, very funny, lots of destruction. So yeah, definitely very good. Very, very nice. Yeah, physics are definitely insane, yeah. Online course, 4 hours in, nice. So you're almost at the end, so that's awesome. I hope you're enjoying it. Keep going, nice. All right, Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. I'm pretty sure this one is like realistic, so this one should also be quite interesting.
Of course I'm human.
He was the fire that forged order from chaos. The will that carved a path through darkness.
Pendragon. I led humans to Avalon shores. I built the great halls of Camelot.
He was the man beneath the crown. He was the voice that doubted. The heart that still beat beneath the weight of legend.
I need to
save this realm. This is my vow.
Nice. That was definitely very interesting. So yeah, it was definitely like Elden Ring meets Skyrim. Definitely very Souls-like. I mean, these backgrounds, look at that. That looks gorgeous. That is a very, very good looking background. That is so awesome. So yeah, in terms of visuals, definitely very impressive. Both very unique and very well-made visuals. Very high-quality visuals. All the meshes, textures, the animations, all of it very interesting. So definitely super impressive. Definitely worthy of this nomination. Because yeah, definitely one of the better looking games. Yeah. I quite like this. Look at that one. Even just the night. Look at that environment. Oh, that is gorgeous. And those very unique things. Wow. Very impressive. These are the Unity Awards. So yep, the best, in this case, the best 3D looking game. So best 3D visuals. That's this category. So which one of these has the best use case of nice 3D visuals? That is kind of the thing. But yeah, this one, very, very good looking. So yeah. So far, all of them are gorgeous. That's quite impressive. And now from something very dark to something quite a bit more chill, let's watch Wheel World. Yeah, this one, I'm pretty sure I've seen this one very recently. Yeah, I think this one came out just like 2 months ago. Yeah, I remember seeing this one. Very good. Let's see. That is nice. Another one with a very nice cartoony, stylized, cel-shaded look, which again is something that I'm very much always a fan of. So this definitely very, very impressive visuals. Looks quite nice. And the game itself does seem quite interesting. The whole thing of how you can customize your bike in so many different ways and you can come up with some very unique bikes. And yeah, and basically just being an open world biking game, that alone. So the concept is very interesting, very unique. And the execution seems to be very well made. I mean, as far as I know, this one was very well received. And visually speaking, it does look really nice. So, yeah. Another one that definitely showcases just how versatile the engine is. So, yeah, going from this one, which was very dark and moody, very realistic fantasy-like stuff, to this one, very fantasy, very sort of ethereal. Really nice. Yeah, definitely quite, quite impressive how the engine is capable of building basically anything. So, yeah. That is really quite nice. I quite like this one, yeah. I'm a big fan of nice cel-shaded stuff, so yeah, this one definitely looks quite nice. And keeping with more sort of nice things, LEGO Voyagers. So this one, also, all of the LEGO games, the ones that were made with Unity, all of those look so insanely good. So let's see this one. Usually they have like some top tier reflections that usually makes them look so insanely awesome. So yeah. Nice. All right. So yeah, in terms of visuals, gorgeous. But even in terms of gameplay, very interesting. I mean, look at that. That depth of field effect looks great. Those reflections, really gorgeous, really impressive. Honestly, this little intro cinematic, I'm pretty sure this is all in engine, which is quite impressive because that looks really gorgeous. And all this, all the mechanics, the gameplay, all of that looks so good. Those shadows, those water ripples. So yeah, visually very good. In terms of gameplay, also very nice. I don't think I've actually seen this one previously. I saw all the other Lego Builder's Journeys. I saw all of those and those all look gorgeous. But yeah, this one, I don't think I've seen this one. Yeah, definitely looks quite nice. A very nice, fun Lego co-op adventure. Definitely quite interesting, yeah. It's like a game used in Real Engine. Yep, those Lego adventure games, like Lego Star Wars, Lego something. Yeah, all those. I do believe those are made within Real, but these ones, Lego Builder's Journey and Lego Voyagers, this one, yeah, these are made with Unity, and they are quite gorgeous, yeah. Awesome, keep up the videos. Thank you. Thanks for watching them. Thank you so much. So yeah, this one definitely quite gorgeous. And on Mine Forest, this one I don't know. So let's see, what is this one? Okay, nice and stylized. Let's see. Okay. Okay, definitely very interesting. Yeah, right away, very much Minesweeper, which honestly, I love Minesweeper, so right away that interests me quite a bit. Definitely interesting, a Minesweeper-based farming game. Okay. Although I still don't understand, is this a mobile game or is it a Steam PC game? Because UI seems very mobile-like and visuals very mobile-like, but Minesweeper is usually more of a Steam kind of thing. Yeah, thanks so much for the channel member, and thank you for the super chat, just so I can click things a little bit. It's Mine Forest. Is it on Steam? Mine Forest. Nope. Okay, so that's why I've never heard of it, because it's a mobile game. But yeah, definitely looks very nice visually. So in terms of gameplay, the Minesweeper sort of mechanics, very quite interesting. Yeah. Not sure I see the X factor with this game puts it in the same class as the other. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, all of these others are absolutely excellent, and this one is just nice. So yeah, I definitely do agree. It does seem to be on a slightly different category, but still quite nice in terms of visuals. Nice, solid visuals, nice, consistent. So yeah, I wonder if they intentionally tried to have like a mobile game. Is that the thing? Because I believe all of these are on like PC console games. So then they intentionally tried to pick a mobile game. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why. Because yeah, this one definitely seems to be on a slightly different category, but yeah. So all of these are really gorgeous. Yeah, definitely a very tricky one. I would say any of these can win. I mean, Blueprints is really gorgeous, and apparently the game itself is extremely good. So just based on that, this one might win. Because yeah, a lot of people are saying this is a potential Game of the Year contender, so this one might win based on that. Hurdling, I quite like this one. I quite like how chill it is. The creatures, the fur on the creatures, I think that looks quite nicely. Then deliver at all costs. The fact that it's like a modern GTA 2 with lots of chaos, lots of physics. I'm a big fan of that. Nice asymmetric gameplay. Look at that, all the characters jumping off the thing. That is so good. And like a sort of indie-based Elden Ring, Souls-like. That one seems super impressive. Yeah. Wheel Worm, also really nice. Like Voyagers, absolutely gorgeous. Oh, wow. This one is really tricky. This one is really tricky. Judged by Unity, the community, or both? It is, I believe it's the community. I don't know if it's both. I don't know if Unity themselves also votes, but yeah, it's basically the community. So you can go on there and you can vote on all the categories. So this one, which one do I pick? Blueprint's gorgeous, Hurdling's gorgeous, Liber at all costs, so yeah. I'm split over like all these five. These five are all really gorgeous, really good looking. Yeah, Blueprint's definitely very good, but also really like the creatures over here. I really like the destruction over here. Then this one is just a very solid Souls-like game with gorgeous environments. That one seems great. And Lego always seems really gorgeous. Oh boy, I really don't know. Oh, that's tricky. I love the cel shaded look, love the characters, love destruction. I think out of all of them, I mean, the main thing is 3D visuals. So in terms of gameplay, out of all these, I would probably go with Deliver at All Costs in terms of gameplay, just because isometric, physics, destruction, that really appeals to me out of all these. So in terms of gameplay, I would go for this. But I think this one, visually, it's very good, and the physics are impressive, but it's all standard. So very high quality, but standard. Whereas something like Blueprints definitely feels quite a bit more unique. Look at that, definitely more unique. And Hurdling, even more unique. I really like the vast open worlds. I really like the nice furry creatures. Those look quite nice. So in terms of 3D art alone, look at that. That is a gorgeous environment. So yeah, that is very nice. This one also has some very gorgeous environments. So I think... Okay, I think I'm going to go for Hurdling. I think that one is the one that I quite like. I think visually it looks very unique. I really like the creatures, the world. I think it does have very unique art style that I very much appreciate. So yeah, nice, awesome. But yeah, pretty much all of them are really excellent. So yeah. And it's a great example of something that I talk about all the time, which is how the engine is very much just a tool. And it's up to the developer to make the best out of that tool. So you can see how all these games are very different. They're all made using the same engine, but they all have very different, very unique looks. So yeah, you can see how with the same engine, you can build pretty much anything. So yeah, that's 3D visuals. Nice. Those are quite good. So there you go. 1 out of 1 votes used. So everything is saving. There you go. Best AR and VR game. Which I gotta say, I haven't really followed AR and VR too much. So I don't know out of these which ones I know. I know the original Gorn. I don't think I've seen Gorn 2. And these, nope, nope, nope. So yeah, that is literally the only name that I know. Everything else I don't know. Okay, so let's see. Vibe Punch. So this is the best AR VR game. So not just visuals, but the actual game itself, how compelling it is. Now I haven't played any of these, so I guess my my vote is going to be based on the trailer, most of it. So this is from Star Trek. I don't know. Okay, that looks fun. So basically a VR game where you punch things. I mean, Beat Saber is definitely my favorite VR game of all time. So I'm definitely a big fan of like music-focused VR games. And this one, instead of slicing things, you're punching things. That's nice. That's a clever concept. Basically, you need to aim where you're going to punch. Okay, that's good. I like it. Okay, that is interesting. Now, Gorn 2, just about death and gore, which I wonder if it's gonna flag my live stream or something. I guess we shall see.
Rukibe, Otkianotbe.
Time has come for you to die! Crush him! Break him! Smelly coward! Humiliation!
What glory to die in your hands!
Stop playing with the food and kill him!
My love language is violence!
All right, yeah, that was definitely quite interesting. The amount of interactions they have and the way they feel so natural, that is definitely very impressive. Yeah, all of the violence, all of it being very hilarious, very cartoony, that is definitely quite something. So yeah, this one is probably one of the big contenders, I would think, just because the first game was so successful. I imagine the second one is also quite successful. So yeah, at least visually speaking, this one seems extremely appealing, just seems like a lot of fun. I'm also a big fan of like, I'm also a big fan of like Gladiator, so yeah, the whole style, the whole vibe of the game definitely appeals to me. Very nice. Underworld Overseer. Okay, let's see, what is this one? Alright, so that's cool. Looking for VR games. Yep, these are VR AR games. And this one looks quite nice. So yeah, basically Dungeon Keeper in VR. That is quite interesting, yeah. Basically build the dungeon. Yeah, the whole thing about playing around and throwing the goblin away. That's always quite funny. Then the heroes come in, they try to destroy everything. And you basically throw creatures in order to place them. That is nice. That one definitely seems quite interesting. It seems like it's not just a flying camera, but you can actually interact with the world. That seems quite impressive. So I like it. At least in terms of concept, that one seems quite interesting. I quite like that one. Underworld Overseer. That is interesting, yeah. Yeah, Prison Architect, but with dungeons, so yeah. Darkest Dungeon art style. Yeah, also a nice little dark art style. So yeah, that does... Visually is nice, and mechanically does seem nice. So that's cool. I didn't know of it. Nice. And Ghost Town. Okay, let's see. What is this one?
Edith! I didn't think you'd be back for a few more days. Sorry about the mess. It'll be worth it though, I promise. How'd it go with old lady Sia then?
You should have seen it. Something weird is going on, and Adam is involved.
Alright. Okay, so what now?
I'm gonna go check it out. Yeah, there's definitely something down here.
Adam? Be careful, Edith. This is getting weird.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
I'll get you out of this. Somehow.
Okay. It's like a psychological horror spooky mystery game. Definitely, visually, definitely very, very interesting. So yeah, definitely some nice quality lighting, nice quality meshes. Also very varied environments. Like in the beginning, everything starts off nice, normal, realistic. But then by the end, everything is very spooky, very strange. So yeah, definitely a very interesting looking game. That is nice, yeah. But yeah, visually speaking, quite impressive, yeah. Hey, how's it going? Nice. Have you ever tried making a VR game? Nope, not really. VR development is definitely an area that I've wanted to try doing for quite a while, but I can never seem to find the time. So nope, I've never done it, but it's one of those things that's on my to-do list. If I can eventually one day find the time, I definitely would love to, because it's quite fun. I mean, Valve just announced the Steam Frame, which seems quite insane. So who knows? Maybe I'll buy that when it comes out and justify it to myself as, okay, I'm going to buy it so I can make some tutorials on it. So maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll buy the Steam Frame and force myself to make some VR games. So yeah, that could be fun. Some more examples. I mean, there's a bunch of these like psychological horror mystery games. There's definitely a bunch of them. It's not quite my genre, so I don't really know any specific examples, but I do know there are a bunch of them, and this one definitely seems to be very well made. Nice. Let's see, Battleknots. What is this one? Okay, nice. I didn't fully understand what the gameplay is like just based on the video, but it definitely seems interesting. I mean, it's so far the first AR game, so you basically look at a table, which I'm assuming works with literally any table, and you can play with 4 friends. I do like the fact that it shows a visual representation of the other players, as opposed to just a floating head or floating hands. So the fact there's someone that is actually quite interesting. And this seemed to be like some kind of space strategy game. Like over here there was one like presses a button, basically shoots a missile onto the other person. That is nice. So yeah, I don't know what the gameplay is all about, but yeah. Difference between VR and AR. Well, in VR, you are fully immersed inside a virtual world, whereas in AR, basically you are augmenting reality. So you are adding things onto reality. Like this, which is basically the background. That one is someone's real life living room, and then it's overlaid on top with some digital elements. So yeah, all these other basically replace reality, whereas this one over here, this one runs on top of reality. So this one is AR, all the other ones are VR. So yeah, that is quite something. What are you voting for? What will happen after voting? Well, they will win, the winners win a nice award. Nice physical award, which is fun, so yeah. And obviously they get the nice recognition. So yeah, it's always fun to be recognized as, well, either a nominee, which is already awesome by itself. I mean, there are literally thousands of games coming out. So being nominated as one of the best games of the year, that's already great. And then winning, that is really nice, yeah. But now it's like Battleship, but in space. Oh, nice. That sounds good. That sounds good. Sorry, here, this mixed reality, which is basically the same thing. You are mixing virtual and physical elements, which is the same thing as augmenting virtual and real elements. So yeah, AR, MR, XR, those are pretty much synonyms. So yeah. Thresher. I think I know this name, but I don't know. Is it some kind of music game? Let's see. Okay. Okay, that was very abstract. I have no idea what I just saw. So it's kind of like Fruit Ninja, but with very trippy visuals and music. And there are like lines going across, so you can make like some combos. Okay. Definitely no idea what exactly is going on here. Okay, definitely very trippy, very strange. So it's definitely one of those that I'm guessing you have to play in order to understand it. The fact that it's nominated leads me to believe that it's probably a very good game. But yeah, just looking at it, no idea. I mainly don't understand, so it seems like that little snake thing never actually stops. So that implies that it's not the player's controller, because it never stops, whereas the player's hand would stop at some point. So, like, you use like the joystick in order to guide the little snake thing. Okay, so I have no idea how this plays, but yeah, definitely very visually interesting. Or unique, I should say. Definitely very visually unique. Okay. Very, very strange. All right, okay. And from one that seems very strange to one that seems very grounded in reality. Detective VR. Okay, let's see this one. Wow, that was really cool. I don't know this, but that was really awesome. I really like it. So you can basically take pictures with your hand, and you can put those pictures on a clipboard, then do all those interesting connections within them, and you can basically go between different environments, and then try to gather evidence, and then use like a little magnifying glass in order to like find fingerprints or like hidden stuff. Then you can actually replay back various scenes that happen. That seems so cool. That seems really nice. I'd be curious to play, just see how exactly do they turn this into a game, because it seems like a lot of very interesting, unique interactions. So I wonder how they all fit into one game. Like, do you like gather evidence and then like accuse someone of some crime when you think you know who did it? I don't know, but yeah, definitely looks very unique. Definitely seems like one where it's really taking advantage of the benefits of virtual reality, getting all the controllers and those things. That is so impressive. So yeah, I really like this one, yeah. Just think that you can take pictures and put those pictures on a whiteboard, just as cool. Magnifying glass, that is all super cool. So wow. And then being able to see different scenes from different places, that is really nice. That is really nice. Okay, so I had never heard of it, but this definitely seems very, very impressive. I really like this one. That is cool. Okay, so yeah, so far lots of awesome ones. That is definitely one of my favorite. That is nice. And Craftrium. There's a tree in there. There's an R in there, so I'm guessing it's about trees, maybe. And doesn't actually have a trailer, so how do I find a trailer for this? Because I'm guessing if this is a metagame, I'm guessing it's not on Steam. So how on earth do I find some kind of trailer for this? Craftrium. Okay, it's not this. I have no idea what this is. Go back. Okay. Okay, so basically create like a little terrarium for your fishes and basically exists off the side to your monitor. So it's kind of like taking the concept of the games like Rusty's Retirement, where the game basically happens on top of your screen. But over here you can basically be working, then if you get bored, you look at the side, you see some nice fishes, then go back into work. Oh yeah, I guess that's nice. I guess if you were to, well, this one specifically is using the Apple Vision Pro. So I guess if you were to use that, and if you were constantly using that like 8 hours a day in order to work, yeah, I guess this would be a nice little extra thing. Just add it over there on the side, and you have some nice fishes to look at. So that's fun, yeah. Pressure equals Ozu. I have played Ozu, but over there you can't stop the mouse. That's one thing about that game that confused me, which is how it seems like that little snake never stops moving. So I don't know exactly how that works. Yeah, that is strange. It'd be weird to do this in the office though. I mean, it's good that you're the only one who sees it. So yeah, nobody else. So you basically just stare at the side. So it seems like you're staring at empty space, but you're really looking at some imaginary fish. So yeah, I guess a little bit weird, but yeah, interesting. See from the horizon. I wonder if Codemon can make a simple tutorial on VR game using Unity. Yep, I was just talking about that just a while ago. And yeah, I've wanted to make VR development for quite a while. And now that they announced the Steam frame, that sounds like a great excuse. So I'll when it comes out, maybe I'll buy it and tell myself, okay, I'm buying it for a reason. it's not for fun, it's for work. So I'll buy it and make some tutorials on it. Maybe that's how I can convince myself to find the time to do to do some nice VR development. That could be fun. All right, so yeah, so this one was interesting. And yeah, okay, so all of these are quite nice. So Vibe Punch, I mean, the idea of Beat Saber, but with punches, that one sounds interesting. So so as a player, I'm definitely curious to try this one out. Because yeah, I'm a big fan of Beat Saber, so something that is basically the same thing but different. So instead of slicing, you're punching, so it's more of a different action, so not like this, but like this. So that sounds fun, that sounds interesting. Then Gorn 2, this one sounds just straight up fun. It just sounds like a fun, good time. Like if you want to just laugh and enjoy yourself, this one sounds just straight up fun. Then this one, yeah, this is the Dungeon Keeper one. Sounds nice. Ghost Town. Personally, I'm not into scary horror kind of stuff. So yeah, for me, this one, not my thing, but definitely seems very well built. Battleknots also seems quite interesting. I didn't quite understand what the gameplay is about, but it does seem quite nice. And then Thrasher, okay, this one just seems so insanely abstract. Definitely seems to be one that you have to play in order to understand what exactly is going on here. And Tech VR, this one seems so cool. I really like all these mechanics, taking the pictures, inspecting things. So my only question is, what is the final gameplay like? Do you accuse someone of doing something bad? I don't know, but the whole investigation thing, that one seems awesome. And that one just seems nice if you're already working. So that is so cool. Okay, so out of all these, I would say for me, my favorites would be Vibe Punch, Gorn, or Detective VR. So out of these, which one do I pick? So in terms of playing, I would love to play Vibe Punch just to see, is it as satisfying as Beat Saber? I would love to try that out. And then Gorn 2, yeah, that one just sounds like great fun. And Detective VR, I really loved all the mechanics of it. Oh boy, that is tricky. Definitely all really awesome, but I think I'm going to vote. I think I'm going to go for Detective VR. Yeah, I think that's the one that best showcases like the uniqueness of VR. Like Gorn 2, that one is really awesome, but it also seems like an action game. Whereas Detective VR, that one seems to really take advantage of the actual VR, the controllers, all those things. So yeah, that one seems to be specifically for VR. Yep, that one seems quite nice. But yeah, all of these are really awesome. That is definitely quite cool. So yeah, a lot of impressive stuff. Yeah, I definitely need to keep up with VR quite a bit more because these were all very, very nice and impressive. Yeah. And catching your scores. Nice. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Keep going through it. I hope you learn. Yeah. Into your videos for years now. Just want to ask, what's the best way for new indies to get a hold of small pots? Small pots of funding? Small funding, I'm guessing you mean? I have no idea. I mean, you can look into finding a publisher, which can be quite tricky, but if you already have a good game idea, if it is validated, then yeah, finding a publisher, that would be one way of getting funding. Another way is going through like government grants, like depending on what country you're in, there are some governments that can grant you certain amounts of money if you make a game that might have something to do with that country. So there's like some arts grants and so on. So those can be good, even though usually they come with quite a lot of bureaucracy, so they can be tricky to navigate. But if you get through it, usually that is just basically free money. Well, free after you do all the work of going through that process, but usually there's no conditions. Whereas with a publisher, you then need to pay them back. So yeah, but usually that's it. It's publishers, it's grants, and basically that is it. Ah, crap, do you have blue film? This is happening again. This was happening yesterday. Because yes, I do have it, but previously it didn't used to show up on OBS, and now it does. So I don't know, how do I make this not impact OBS? Because yeah, look at that, over there on OBS. Over here, the color that I'm seeing here is pretty close to white, and over there it is very yellow. So I don't know why is OBS by itself. It seems like it applies even more on OBS as opposed to there, and I don't know how exactly do I modify it. Basically, I'm using f.lux, and I don't know how do I have no idea how exactly do I make this not apply to OBS. I guess I'll need to research that, because yeah, I think this just started happening, because previously it did not used to happen. and now I can't quite figure out. So I guess I just have to disable it, which means I'm going to be a bit blinded myself. So yeah, I guess I'll just disable it for a little bit. And yeah, there you go. Now everything is way too bright for me, but at least OBS is back to normal. So yeah, so it's definitely quite bright for me, but at least now all of you can see things more clearly. Okay, so let's continue. I mean, there's quite a lot of things. So yeah, I guess, wow, it's already quite a bit. Okay, let's go best desktop console game. So this is probably going to be the big one. And Blueprints, which we already saw. So this one is definitely a big contender for Game of the Year. Hollow Knight Silksong, which also definitely a big contender. Urban Myth, oh wow. So I'm guessing this one is good. We saw this one a while ago when we saw the 2D awards. Okay, so this one must be really good because it has gorgeous 2D art. But yeah, I didn't know that it would be okay, because it seems like a very unique game, so I guess it must be very good. Despolate, okay, don't know this one.
¡Carajo, mierda! Loco, ándate a jugar más allá, ya nos arruinaste todo.
No es justo.
¡Julián! ¡Carajo, Julián!
Okay, definitely very interesting, like a football RPG adventure game. Okay, definitely very unique, very interesting. Not sure how this on same level as Blueprints and Silksong. Well, I guess different people like different genres, so I guess. But yeah, definitely looks very unique. That definitely is. It's definitely very unique. So definitely quite something, yeah. Tiny Bookshop. I'm pretty sure I saw this one. Looks quite nice. Let's see. Oh no, have a great stream, yeah. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Enjoy.
Ever thought about leaving it all behind? Just quitting the city, getting away from the hustle and bustle, and instead moving to a quiet little town by the sea. Opening a tiny bookshop. Talking to people who actually want to talk. And just do what you're good at. No stress. No drama. No spreadsheets. No noise. Just you, your books, friendly customers, and a town full of stories. Well, it's not just a dream anymore. Because Tiny Bookshop is out now on Steam for PC, Mac, and Linux.
All right, that was cool. That was nice. Very cozy. Definitely very cozy. I feel like I'm watching an ad right now. I mean, that's literally what a game trailer is. It's an ad for a game, so yeah, I guess that makes sense. Definitely very nice, very cozy, very interesting. That was quite cool. I quite like it, yeah. And the building of the bookshop looks quite nice. Yeah, definitely feels very inviting game, very nice, soft colors. That was cool. That is interesting. And Taint Grail, yeah, this one does seem quite impressive, like we just saw a while ago. Gorgeous 3D art, definitely looks very, very impressive. So yeah, that one is nice. Nominated for 2 things, that is cool. And 2 Point Museum, I'm a big fan of 2 Point Hospital. I love the original theme Hospital. I spent many years in my childhood playing that one. And 2 Point Hospital was absolutely excellent. I haven't played 2 Point University and now 2 Point Museum. I haven't played these, but yeah. As long as they maintain the same style, I'm guessing it's good.
This is the Museum Audio Guide. Take 103. The world is full of wonder, mystery, and culture. but it's also big, and who has the time, eh? So, here at our museum, we grab that culture by the, foot and bring it right to you. Prehistory. Time before time knew what time it was. Here, we have a primitive computer. So ancient, so rudimentary, we think it could be at least 3 years old. And over to your left, you'll see a child climbing the... Oh my, no, perhaps to the right, where we have... Oh, good heavens! Look up! This can't be good. Ah, that's one of our experts returning now with an exciting new exhibit. Oh my, this one appears to be interactive. Those sound like screams of delight from our poltergeists in the ghost exhibit, where everyone is dead. Excited to meet you. Don't be alarmed, madam. I'm completely safe. And this soundproof door gives our experts the total silence they need as they handle this delicate spectral essence. Isn't that right, Steve? And there's also a brand new position open in maintenance. As a museum, tight security is a must. By covertly monitoring all suspected master criminals, we make sure that everything remains as safe as... Hold on a second, you there! Huh? That belongs in a bathroom! And that concludes our tour of our magnificent museum. Tell your friends, bring your family. After all, you can't spell museum without you and me.
That's nice. Oh, the game looks a lot of fun and the trailer is a lot of fun. So yeah, that is really great. It definitely does seem like they remain the same silly, quirky humor of the original Theme Hospital and all of the 2 Point games. So yeah, it does have that silly humor, and it does seem to have some very good reviews. Again, I haven't played it, but yeah, this the theme seems really nice, and yeah, based on how the previous ones were also quite nice, this one is probably quite good. I was especially surprised with how one of the reviews was basically the best intro point in 2 Point series. So that alone makes me very interested in checking it out, because yeah, the 2 Point Hospital can be a little bit very much intense right away. So yeah, I'm very curious to see how is the onboarding on this game. Definitely could be quite nice. So yeah, definitely a big fan of it. Nice. And Shape of Dreams, I don't know this name. Okay, nice. Definitely very well made action roguelike. So yeah, definitely very Hades-like. Definitely quite impressive, yeah. Lots of talents, nice abilities, lots of heroes, lots of fast-paced action. Honestly, it even has some very gorgeous 3D art, so I'm surprised this one wasn't nominated for that one, because yeah, that one does seem quite nice. That's cool, yeah. Thanks for the super chat. I got a cool asset vid on my ID, so I'm guessing you have an asset, so that's awesome. Yeah, best of luck with your asset. Okay, so yeah, so all of these look quite interesting. So I would say, based on what I know, the likely winner is probably going to be Hollow Knight Silksong, just because, just because it's obvious. So that is probably going to be the likely winner. Then Blueprints is probably going to be the runner-up. If I had to guess, that would be my guess. All of these other are great, but these two are probably in a category of their own. Although for me personally, like I said, Hollow Knight Silksong, I'm not much of a fan of 2D Metroidvanias. So for me personally, not quite my thing. And Blueprints, I'm very curious, but I don't know if I will like it. But I'm very curious just because I've heard so many great things about it. So for me personally, out of all of these, yep, 2 Point Museum definitely is one that me personally, I very much would like to play. It's definitely up my alley. So yeah, I'm very happy with the 2 Point Studios team, how they are constantly going from strength to strength. That is definitely quite impressive. So yeah, but all these are really nice. So yeah, definitely best desktop console game. Performs best on desktop or console. That is quite nice, yeah. The video on using Unity, I have done it already. So yeah, I've got a nice like 40-minute video on Unity. So if you want to know getting started with Unity, nice 40-minute video. So definitely check that one out. So for Punch Bomb, it's a VR game. Man. Okay, nice. Definitely sounds like a nice name. So yeah, I hope it's doing well. Okay. I think that action games oversaturated based on like action movies too much that easily get ignored. Yep, definitely just straight up action. So like these kinds of games, this one is very well made. But yeah, standing out in like a Hades-like sort of game definitely is very tricky. So you definitely need like insane production values, kind of like this one. I'm guessing this one is successful just because it looks so insanely good. But yeah, if you make a Hades-like top-down action game, yeah, that is going to be very tricky to send out nowadays because there are so many of them and so many of them are so insanely excellent. So that is quite something, yeah. Maybe at Unite. Yep, I will be. So if any of you are also at Unite in Barcelona this week, then come say hi because I won't be over there walking around, watching some talks, learning some things, talking to people. So yeah, it should be fun. So yeah, if you also go there, definitely come say hi. Okay, so lots of awesome things. Best mobile game, which is definitely not something that I know of. I don't usually follow mobile. Although at the same time, just looking at it, these are PC games. So I guess I already know a bunch of them just because they are PC console games. But Cat Cottage, I don't know this. Never heard of it. Okay, a nice relaxing cat building game. Okay. Trailer doesn't say much, but I'm guessing that's basically it. You just build a place for your cats. Okay. Sounds interesting. Then Enter the Gungeon. This is the classic. So it's impressive how it's now on mobile. That was nice. That was cool. I mean, I always question what do you mean by good mobile touch-friendly controls, how good those are. That is always the big question. But yeah, I mean, the original game is excellent. So I'm guessing as long as it plays well on mobile, that is excellent. And yeah, Cult of the Lamb skin, that one is quite fun. Definitely. I did not expect that. So yeah, that's that's definitely fun. Like Enter the Gungeon was a massive hit like 10 years ago, 8 years ago. And Cult of the Lamb was a pretty big hit like 2 years ago. So it's kind of funny to see hits from different years getting together and making fun stuff. So that's fun. Seen Rune Fencer Ilya. Nope, never heard of it. But there's a mountain of 2D Metroidvanias, so yeah, I definitely don't know quite a bunch of them. Yeah. There's a harder genre to make in Unity. My passion project is a turn-based RPG. That realm depends on what you mean by hardest. Like hardest in terms of like art, that would be some kind of adventure game, point and click game. Those need to be gorgeous, so they're hard in terms of art. But if you're talking about hard in terms of like programming, then it would be some kind of like automation factory game. So yeah, basically, it really depends on your skill set and what game you're making as to what would be hard, what would be easy. So basically, yeah. Yeah, MMORPG, that would probably be insanely technical, and obviously it needs to have some content, so also needs to have some kind of thing. Seems with Unity, yeah, Enter the Gungeon. It's a classic Unity game. Very nice. Very, very nice, yeah. It's a making simulation game. Oh, that is cool. That is nice, yeah, definitely make multiple games and simulation game. That is usually a very hot genre, so that sounds good. And Dredge. Dredge looks really awesome, so yep, that one definitely very impressive, so yeah. Programming-wise, so factory automation, yep, those are basically very difficult to make when it comes to programming because it's very easy to make them basically unplayable, so yeah. And Gundam G Generation Eternal, I have no idea what this is. It's a mobile game, doesn't have a trailer, but it's Gundam, so yeah. Pending review, what does that mean? That's odd. Why is it pending review if it's a nominee? But anyways. Wait, did I go back? Oh. Why did I go back? I don't know. But I was on the best mobile games. Oh, it reordered them. So Dredge, awesome. And the Gungeon, awesome. Then Gundam, this one doesn't have a trailer. And Cat Cottage, that one seems very simple. Prince of Persia Lost Crown. Yep, this one seems excellent when it came out last year. So I'm guessing it's nice that it has a nice little mobile port. Greek Members of Azure. I'm pretty sure I've seen this one. Yeah, that is nice. Another gorgeous looking 2D Metroidvania sort of game. I remember seeing this one when it first came out on Steam quite a while ago. So yeah, now it has a mobile port, which is nice. So yeah, a bunch of these are just mobile ports of games that already exist. Monument Valley, that one is probably a classic like mobile game, or like the originals were. So I'm assuming Monument Valley 3 is just as good as the other ones. I'm assuming. Yeah. And finally, Is This Seat Taken? I'm pretty sure I've also seen this one. That is nice. Definitely very cozy. So basically it's a puzzle game where each character has like different things they want. So yeah, definitely very nice game, very unique game. Very puzzle-like. So yeah, definitely quite funny. I quite like the style. It definitely seems to be very well made. I wonder, this must have been very complex to build the levels because they have so many rules. So yeah, development must have been interesting. Oh, so that was quite something. So that is fun. Okay, so these, again, I don't really play mobile games. So I guess it's good or bad that these are mostly ports. Because like all 5 of these, at least half of these, are like PC games that were ported to mobile. And then these would be the mobile specific ones, which I don't really know. So out of all these, I guess I'll just vote semi-random. So out of these, I don't know, Dredge is great, so I'm assuming Dredge Mobile is also great. Enter the Dungeon is great, so I'm assuming mobile port is also great. Is he taken? That one seems great for like making something mobile. Hey, how's it going? So yeah, so for all of these, who do I vote for? I think I'm gonna go with Is a Seat Taken. That one seems more, the touch and drag thing seems more mobile specific. So even though these probably more interesting games that I would personally be more interested in, I think in terms of best mobile game, I think that one would make more sense as opposed to something more actiony, which feels more like a console and PC game. So yeah. And yeah, Monument Valley is probably the best, but yeah, I without a trailer to be able to see it and without having played it, yeah. But yeah, this one is, if I had to guess, I'm assuming this one is as good as the other one, so I'm assuming this one is likely going to win. And yeah, this one I have no idea, but it's in the Asian market, so who knows? Maybe it's maybe it's got a massive audience, so maybe this Gundam game actually wins. I don't know. But yeah, for me, gonna vote Is a Seat Taken. Nice, cozy, chill game. Oh, it moved. Okay, there it is. So yeah, nice. Best mobile game. Quite a lot of nice, interesting games. Yeah. And best multiplayer. Okay, let's see which ones are these. Gatekeeper, Lonely Mountains, Snow Riders, Shooting Girls, Dinkum, Lost Skies, Ship of Dreams, Thunderfall, Void Crew. Okay, so I know a handful of these, but I don't know all of these. Like Gatekeeper, I've never heard of this one. What is this one? I think about Megabonk. It does look very interesting. I definitely want to play it. Surprise Peak was not on there. Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, it isn't here. That is strange, because that is definitely definitely one of the big hits. So, okay, let's see these. Okay, nice. What was Balling Spit made with? I'm pretty sure that's Unity, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. I think so, or no. Wait. No, I think it is. Yeah, there you go, Unity engine, yeah. I'm pretty sure I saw this one for my top new games of last month, which I haven't published yet, but I am pretty sure that one, yeah. So yeah, Gatekeeper, that one seems interesting, like a nice little seems sort of Vampire Survivors-like, but also sort of Hades-like. So yeah, interesting. Okay, all right. Lonely Mountains, Snow Riders. I don't know this. That was fun. I liked it. That is cool, yeah. And quite a lot of players, like what, 8 players? Yeah. Quite a lot of players, and that seemed like a nice, fun, chill time. I wonder how much total gameplay it does have, or is it something that you get tired of quickly? But it definitely seems to be well made, very nice, yeah. Nice, satisfying thing. So that seems fun, yeah. One question, have you ever think of working for big game companies? Not really. I mean, when I was first starting making games, there was no big companies over here in Portugal, so I literally had no choice. It was either go indie or not make games. So yeah, back then my only option was basically being an indie. Nowadays there are some, not necessarily super big companies, but there are some big companies over here in Portugal, so nowadays maybe I could. But yeah, I very much like working just by myself, so yeah. Probably not, even though one day I would love to work with someone, just see how that is, just see how different it is. But yeah, maybe one day. Okay, Shooting Girls, okay. Okay, so that seems really interesting. Like, the art style is very cutesy, but then the gameplay seems very hardcore. It seems like it's got nothing but skill actions, and those are very active. So that is... so the gameplay seems very hardcore, but the visuals seem very chill and inviting. That's a bit strange. This is a remake of a quite famous mobile game. Oh, okay, so that makes sense, I guess. But yeah, the gameplay seems super interesting, but then the visuals seem very, like they don't fit the gameplay. So that's a bit strange, but hey, that looks nice. Okay, but yeah, definitely mobile game, definitely don't know it, so that is interesting. And Dinkum, I'm pretty sure I've seen this a few times. Yeah, that is fun. Nice colony building management game. So yeah, Minecraft Australia. That does seem to be the perfect description of what this game is. But yeah, very nice. Build a nice colony with voxels. That does seem quite nice, quite fun. Yeah, you can build quite a lot of stuff. Even though the trailer doesn't actually show much multiplayer stuff. Or I guess I don't really know which ones are players and which ones are NPCs. But yeah, it definitely seems quite fun, quite interesting. Personally, I quite like this one. Yeah, I'm always a fan of like village building games, so yeah, this one seems quite fun. And Void Crew, I'm pretty sure I've seen this one many times. It always looks amazing.
Welcome aboard, followers of Medum.
Ready for a great first day?
Heck yeah! You are about to join the most prestigious crew in the universe. The most organized crew. Best trained crew. Most communicative crew. Smartest crew. Most disciplined, healthy, hardworking, considerate, accidental, reckless, powerful, unlucky, most loyal, fearless, unstoppable. You're now part of the Void Crew. Let's go! Do you have what it takes to join the best of the best? Find out now on PC and consoles.
That's nice. That was a that was a fun multiplayer trailer. So yeah. Yeah, these multiplayer games play with friends. Yep, these are definitely a nice genre. So this one is not quite friend swap, but sort of it. But yeah, definitely a nice, interesting one. So yeah, being inside a spaceship, doing all kinds of tasks to keep your spaceship up and running. So yeah, that is quite a nice genre, and this game does seem to be pretty nice at it. I'm pretty sure it was also very well reviewed, so yeah, it's definitely a fun game, yeah. The skincare routine, I don't really have one. I just drink water. I guess that's it. I don't know. It's sense of humor. Yeah, it does. That was a nice trailer, yeah. Thunderfolk. I think I know the name, but I don't know what this is.
Welcome to Arden. An underground haven for resilient animals who make their homes under the light of the bright shard. But beyond its brilliance, darkness looms. This is a village in need of heroes. The citizens of Arden call upon you. Gather your friends and assemble a team to fight against the shadows of the Sunderlands. Arm yourself and take on a new adventure where your fate is within your hand. Play as a unique character with specialized skills, working together to solve puzzles and battle monsters in the dark caverns. Then return home to improve your village and develop relationships with townsfolk before heading out on another mission. Fine-tune your abilities, customize your build, and blaze a path that is uniquely yours. And when that path winds deep into the gloom of the Sunderlands, you'll light the way together. Gather your party of adventurers and change the fate of the Sunderfolk.
Okay, nice. It's like a turn-based game where you are like underground. This part, the phone is the controller. That one seems super interesting. Okay. So it definitely seems like an interesting game. Yeah, with couch co-op. So I guess that's the way in which it's multiplayer. So that's nice. Monetize game if you couldn't make a Steam page because it's $100. Well, technically you can put it on itch, which is free. So yeah, maybe put it on itch, and if the game is good, and if you manage to make $100 on itch, then maybe use those $100 to put it on Steam, and hopefully it works out nicely. Yeah, sure, that is awesome. Thank you. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. And Ship Dream. So this is the one the Hades like, which definitely looks very, very impressive. Yeah. Advice on how to build discipline and resilience. I've been in mental and emotional funk lately, deterred by repeated failure, making it hard to do the necessary work. Well, for those, I'm not sure there are any shortcuts to building discipline. Discipline is a muscle like any other, so it's something that the more you do, the stronger you become. So basically you just have to force yourself to do things more often, then your discipline will improve, just like you would improve any muscle at the gym. Just do more reps and the muscle improves. So that's basically it. But at the same time, mental emotional funk, yeah, that is just a natural part of being a human, really. I also have my good days and my bad days. Some days I'm feeling great and it's very easy to work. Some days I'm feeling very bad and I have to force myself very hard to work. So yeah, those ups and downs, you can't really control them too much. Those just happen naturally. So yeah, I would say focus on applying discipline so that you get better at discipline, and just accept that some days things are going to be difficult and some days are going to be easier. So when it's difficult, it really doesn't help to basically be super hard on yourself. That is not usually going to yield positive results. So when that happens, just accept, okay, today's an off day, so I'm really just going to do the best, and then tomorrow hopefully have a better day, and then tomorrow try to do even better. So yeah, because what really matters is on the long term. So yeah, if you have one bad day, it doesn't really matter too much. As long as in the long term you are making the effort, then in the long term you won't be doing quite nicely. So yeah, that would be my advice on that. So out of all these, when it comes to best multiplayer game, that's interesting. I mean, out of all these, personally, the one that I would most like to play is something like Dinkum, just because, yeah, I like building things, I like colony management games, village making games. So yeah, this would be the one that most appeals to me, but not necessarily from a multiplayer point of view. So out of all these, the ones that are more multiplayer-like, I would say probably this one, Lonely Mountains. This one seems quite interesting from a multiplayer point of view. Seems very multiplayer focused, but also seems perhaps a bit too simplistic, but still looks really nice, really cool. So out of all these, I think the one that I'm going with is Void Crew. That definitely does seem like very much a game made from scratch to be a multiplayer game, not just a mode that was tacked on. And it does seem like it could be quite a lot of fun to play with friends. So yeah, Void Crew, quite nice. But yeah, all of these are very interesting. Definitely very worthy of being nominated. So that's fun. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. So the most anticipated games. So that's the last games category. Most anticipated games that are coming out soon or in early access. Okay. But the one was local, not online. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, so most anticipated games. Nimrods, I'm pretty sure I've seen this one, like Lots of Guns, I think, Endless Legend 2, okay. Dreams of Another, I don't know that one. Into the Dead or Darkest Days, also don't know that one. Garden of Witches, Jump Space, I'm pretty sure I've seen this one. Outbound, and Sledding Game. Okay, so basically I only know like 3 of them. Like Nimrods, Endless Legend, Jump Space, all these other ones, I've never heard of them. Okay, let's see. Alright, yeah, that was definitely quite cool. Definitely, I do like the weapon customization. That one seems very impressive. And hey, John, how's it going? And no, Tabletop Tavern, I'm guessing, well, it's not over here on this list. I wonder if it was submitted or considered. Yeah. Hey, Nabil, how's it going? He's not Sue. That is cool. That should be quite interesting, yeah. Like a lot of survival likes I've seen, like the same Insane Casino Game Juice the original had. Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely true. That is a big part of why that one was successful. It's not just tons of enemies coming at you, but the whole, yeah, very much those casino slot-like mechanics that are very satisfying to like pull the lever. That is definitely a big part of why that game was successful. So, yeah, for anyone making a vampire survival like, that is definitely a very important part, yeah. Endless Legend 2.
I am many things. I have been many things. God. Legend.
Dust.
Part
Prisoner.
of this blue Eden. But the jailers have fled, leaving the oceans and their secrets to those who walk the land.
Destroyers.
Then came the light supposed to end this torment. But where everyone would have seen a threat in the cataclysmic tidefalls, those cunning explorers saw an opportunity to expand their empire.
Light.
Corruption.
Led by their desire to quench their thirst for power, they'll eventually get to me.
To free me.
To murder me.
They are strong, yes. But are they strong enough to face my endless power?
Nice, yeah. Someone says Civil-like. Or an RTS, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Civil-like. It's like a 4X game, so yeah. But yeah, the original one was definitely a big one, but yeah, very much a 4X-like. Definitely very, very good production values. Very much a, like, AAA indie sort of game. Definitely very nice. Yeah, so this one is the reveal trailer, yeah. So I guess the sequel is going to come sometime soon, yeah. In terms of another, I have no idea what this is. Use the unique point cloud rendering technology. Okay, that sounds interesting. I guess kind of sucks how it doesn't have a trailer. So that's something. Into Dead Our Darkest Days.
I hear the tolling bell. I can't take the sound. Blinded at the pie, standing in the fire till the dreams went dead in the whites of their eyes. Nothing's growing where they fell. I think I'd rather know hell.
that was cool. I really like this one, yeah. Kind of like The War of Mine, but with zombies. That is really nice. I really like this one. I mean, I'm always a big fan of like zombie survival games. Those are always quite fun. So yeah, this one definitely appeals to me. And the whole thing, how you have a map you can explore. The fact that it's a side scroll is also interesting. It definitely seems very well made. Definitely does seem to take advantage of that like 2.5D sort of perspective. So the background does have quite a lot of detail. So very gorgeous looking game and very playable. The whole thing about how one survivor dies and then you basically play as another one. I like it. That is cool. Yeah, going left to right, definitely inside like, yeah. There's everything as dots. Yeah, definitely they say point cloud. So yeah, I'm guessing it must be interesting. Yeah. So yeah, this one quite cool. I quite like it, yeah. Garden of Witches. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, cozy horror 80s. I was thinking more along the lines of like Cult of the Lamb, but yeah, with a nice 2D, 3D, which is always interesting. Yeah, it definitely looks quite nice, yeah. Jump space, it's fun with multiplayer and the visuals are kicking, yeah. I believe this one is quite nice.
Yeah, man, really good color combination.
Should we pick the frag cannons?
We should probably do the artillery support. Nothing bad is gonna happen, ever.
Oh, ship's over there.
I'm gonna try to take out the Corvette.
Oh, there they are.
Oh, there's a lot of them. Oh, we're going down.
Come here, come to the healing droid. Oh wait, we upgraded the scatter reactor to level 2? What are you doing? Fix the fire!
Don't yell at me! I'm making pizza!
Here we go.
Oh my god.
I'm being lasered! Woo!
I'm so good at this game.
We're gonna take down the fighters. You go for the Corvette.
Yeah, I'm moving down you. Let's go.
I gotta fix this leak. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Railgun.
Nice. No, the jump drive! Plug the jump drive back in!
Go, 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 go!
Yes!
This is what happens when you eat pineapple on your pizza.
That is cool, yeah. Quite like that one. Nice co-op shenanigans on a nice, where you go from planet to planet, do some missions, then build your ship. That sounds quite cool. I quite like this one, yeah. I'm making pizza. I wonder what that actually does. I'm guessing like heals you or so on. But yeah, definitely quite fun, yeah. And apparently it's out now in early access, so that is cool. Nice. Outbound. Oh, that's that one. That looks visually gorgeous. Nice. I really like that building system over there. Yeah, the building stuff on top of the caravan. That looks cool, huh? Dude, David made this. Oh, nice. I didn't see that interview, but yeah, this looks quite interesting. Nice, relaxing, cozy game. Go out, do some things. Yeah, nice. Solid colors, flat visuals. That is cool. I like it. And sledding game. Also, don't know what this is.
Oh, hold on, I see Jimmy. Yo! Yep, he's a goner. Watch this.
Run away! Make an escape, come with me!
I'm moving so quick. Yeah, that's right. You know, if you were better, I think I would have been scared.
No, you didn't. I literally saw you throw right between us. You're just saying that so it doesn't look bad.
Okay, so that was fun, interesting, but I have no idea what I just saw. It seemed more like a funny story as opposed to a game. But okay, so I guess it's one of those vibes games. So you're with your friends just sliding around, just talking to each other, getting into snowball fights. Okay, alright. So yeah, definitely more of a vibes game than something else, but alright, interesting. Hey Chuck, how's it going? Alright, so yeah, definitely quite a lot of very interesting games over here. Okay. So this is the most anticipated game. So which one? Well, thoroughly review each nominee. It helps the stream, but also know you take the time consideration if you are streaming. Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to make sure that I vote correctly. I mean, you know, I do think that's important. So yeah, I definitely want to give all of these games a shot, even if I hadn't heard them. I mean, who knows? Perhaps one of these might be the next big game, so it kind of helps to know about it, know that it exists. So, oh, I accidentally clicked on the wrong button. Anyways, so yeah. Okay, so most anticipated game, huh? So Nimrods, this one seems quite fun from a gameplay perspective. I really like the idea of customizing lots of guns. Definitely still needs a bit of polish work, but in terms of concept, I quite like it. That's interesting. Against Legend, I'm not so much into 4X games, but that was interesting. Choose another, I have no idea what this is. Into that one looks quite cool. Like realistic zombie survival game. That one looks quite nice. Perhaps it might be a bit too story focused for me, but at least in terms of action mechanics, it does seem quite interesting. Then Jump Space seems like a lot of good fun. These kinds of games where you're basically managing a spaceship, then going out fighting, and it's got both spaceship fights and spaceship, like managing the spaceship itself, and you've got fights on foot. So yeah, that seems like it has quite a lot of quite a lot of variety of action. So yeah, Outbound seems chill, and this one seems strange. So yeah, out of all these, I'm thinking between Nimrods, Into Dead, and Jump Space. Those are the ones that I'm thinking. I think Nimrods needs a little bit more polish, but in terms of concept, looks interesting. This one seems quite cool, and Jump Space seems quite cool. Out of these, I don't know, they both seem quite nice. They both seem quite nice. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with zombies. Because I prefer zombies more than sci-fi, but both teams seem quite awesome. So yeah, lots of awesome anticipated games coming soon. That is cool. Nice. Yeah. Garden of Witches on this. Yep, that one also looks quite nice. Yeah. Search your course. Any tips? Take it slow and just focus on learning. That's basically it. That's my best tip. Is remember how you're not competing with anyone but yourself. So yep, just take it slow and do that. So yeah, all the games. So in Best 2D Visuals, I voted for Neva, which definitely looks quite gorgeous. Very gorgeous 2D game. And then on the... Oh, these are the... Oh, okay, so I gotta see, yep, all the other ones, of course. Then Best 3, which one did I vote for? Oh, Hurdling, which looks very gorgeous. I really like those nice fluffy creatures. Those are quite cool. And then for the category of Best AR and VR game, which one did I vote for? Oh, Detective VR. This one seems like the interactions, those seem quite cool. Like taking the images, then just zooming them out. Yeah, that one is very interesting. So it seems very tactile. I quite like this. That was definitely a very clever use case of VR. For Best Desktop and Console Game, I went to a 2-Point Museum just because I'm a fan of management games. And this one seems to be more of the same excellent thing that they're doing. So yeah, it seems nice, silly management game. Definitely fun, definitely my kind of thing. Then from Best Mobile, which I don't really play too many mobile games. So I went with, oh, Is This He Thinking, which does seem interesting. Nice little fun mini game about placing things on the right thing. So it does seem like the one out of these that was more mobile-like as opposed to these, which are more, feel like more mobile ports as opposed to a mobile game. But that one seems definitely quite interesting. Then Best Multiplayer. So for this one, I went with Void Crew, which does seem like a nice sci-fi space action shenanigan sort of thing. Definitely seems quite fun. Kind of similar to Jump Space as well. So that's kind of interesting one. And finally, for most anticipated, I voted for Into the Dead, which seems like a nice action adventure zombie game. I'm always a big fan of zombies. I'm always a big fan of survival games. It also looks gorgeous as well. So that can be a nice thing. So yeah, lots of awesome games on the Unity Awards. And now the Asset Store and then finally Community. So for the Asset Store, let's see this one. So best artistic content. So you've got Fantasy Medieval Town by Daylonic Artworks. I don't know this publisher. Okay, that seems nice. Nice realistic style. Seems like something nice in fantasy. So that's cool. Oh, interesting. I really don't know this publisher at all. I wonder if they're new. But yeah, definitely seems a very nice one. Sweetland, oh, from IT Happy. Yep, these are always quite interesting. I've seen these all the time, every time that I research, because they put out a lot of packs. And yeah, if you want to make 3D platformers, then these packs are definitely great. You've got all of these that look just like this. So if you want to make some game like, what was it? Super Mario, not Galaxy. What was the last one? The one with Cappy? Odyssey. Yeah, if you want to make something like Super Mario Odyssey, then these packs are quite nice. Nature Manufacturer always has some nice, awesome, realistic environments. These are all really gorgeous, really massive. Yeah, these are definitely ones that if you're making something on realistic style, then yeah, Nature Manufacturer, those definitely do have it. Wild Harvest, that one I don't know. Iconic Music Bundle. Okay, I don't normally see music. Breakable Core Pack. I'm always a fan of breakable stuff. Yeah. So you just start with something, then break that thing into pieces, then let them all fall down. So yeah, that is super impressive. That is definitely, if you want to make your game feel quite a bit more responsive, I highly recommend you add some breakable props. It is not that difficult to make. In fact, I made a tutorial on it. So if you don't know how to make it from scratch, you can go destruction and yep, there you go. Add some easy destruction to your game. So basically you just need to use Pro Builder in order to slice it, and then you can make this. Or you can buy a pack like this that already has a bunch of broken pieces. But yeah, these are always very, very impressive. Yeah, and stuff looks like Fall Guys. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I guess if you want to go for that. Yeah, Pure Nature. These all look nice. Stylized, a nice little Oasis Desert. That looks good. I like it. That is cool. That is nice looking and fantastic seaside town. I'm surprised that none of these are by Cinti. That is actually surprising. Interesting. Okay, yeah. That is definitely a very nice stylized town. I quite like it. Usually I'm more of a fan of stylized stuff as opposed to realistic stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, this one is best artistic content. Okay. So, out of all of these, like I said, I really like destruction stuff, but it kind of feels like this one is like not in the right place. Like these are some gorgeous environments. Then you've got some breakable props. So yeah, breakable props are awesome, but out of these, I mean, personally, I prefer more stylized stuff. So even though these two, like gorgeous realistic stuff, these are definitely gorgeous, but not quite my style. And this one is way too candy-like for me, but definitely is interesting. Yeah. Like Cynthia has built up a reputation of being an obvious asset flip. Huh. Ours are more bespoke even if they aren't. That's an interesting theory. Okay. That's interesting. All right. Pure nature dirty by not choosing islands or Asian Valley environment. Oh, are those better? Because this one is really good. I really like this one. Look at that. Very nice stylized. That is some good looking water, some good looking palm trees, nice saturation. The environment, the background, all of it looks good. The fog looks good. Even that dried out land, that one looks really cool. I really like this one. And this one over here is also quite nice. A nice fantasy town. So you could see using this to make some kind of like pirate game, and this is your hub. That could be fun. So yeah, out of all these, since I like stylized stuff, I'm torn between these two, and out of these two, yeah, I do think pure nature. I do think this one looks really gorgeous. Look at that. Definitely a very beautiful thing, especially, I mean, an oasis always looks good, so yeah. So this one definitely quite nice. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Pure Nature 2 Oasis Desert. That looks very gorgeous. This isn't their best stuff. Okay, I mean, that's awesome because I think this one looks great. So if the others are better, then that's great news for that publisher. Nice. Oh, artistic content and then artistic tool. Okay, all right. So tool which creates or augments artwork of any type in the editor, released on this. Creates or augments artwork of any type. So you modeler, so yeah, if you want to make 3D modeling directly inside Unity, this one does seem to be very impressive. I do wonder how long it would take to learn how to use this one. If you already know something like Blender, would it be relatively easy to learn this? I have no idea because I don't have any experience with, I don't know much with Blender and I've never used this one. So yeah, I have no idea how transferable that skill set is going from Blender to modeling directly inside Unity, or what exactly are the benefits of doing that? I don't know. And my f.lux just re-enabled itself, which means it's been 1 hour. Oh wow, I've been live streaming for quite a while. Yeah, definitely have to go make a break to go eat something in a little bit. But yeah, I definitely want to get through the votes. So yeah, nice. Yeah. That is interesting. Lattice modified. Oh, this is one of my favorite ones. Why doesn't it have a trailer? This is definitely one of my favorite ones. Such a fun looking one. That is so cool. That is so cool. It basically lets you modify shapes. Like over here, this little character is all budged out to the sides. That one is so cool. This one definitely needs to have a trailer because that one is definitely one that you see in motion. I'm a big fan of this one, yeah. And the water system. I've seen this one so many times. It's constantly getting updates. Yeah, if you want to make water, this one seems to be one of the better looking water systems. That is some gorgeous... Oh, look at that. That is a great looking river. I imagine you could make it look like lava as well. That is cool. So yeah, if you want to make water, that one seems quite nice. I think the Lattice ones, I think they only have like a video, like a GIF on Reddit. I'm pretty sure that's where I've mainly seen it. So yeah. The phrase working. Oh yeah, right. She was working on that. I haven't heard anything on that for quite a while though. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure she was working on that for like 6 months ago. And yeah, I haven't heard anything. So I wonder if she's still actively working on it. Huh, okay. Cozy Builder. Okay, that one seems nice. Basically, a builder on how to make a game like... Totally forgot the name of that game, where you can easily draw some nice little cozy farm things. That was nice. That was fun. That one also seems interesting. It's kind of interesting how I do recognize all of these by just following the SSR every single month. So technically, I don't need a trailer just because I know what these are. Then another water framework system. This one for URP. Yep, also looks like some great looking water. So yeah, I guess it's great. Yeah, Tiny Glade. Yeah, thank you. That's exactly what I want. Yeah, that's the... So if you want to make a game like Tiny Glade, then yeah, this tool over here will help you make a game just like that. So yeah, thank you, nice. So yeah, some URP water, that's nice. Line work, this one's also great. I'm always a big fan of edge detection systems, highlight systems. So yeah, if you want to make some nice outlines, which can be so helpful in so many things, this is quite cool. And yeah, quite customizable as well. So that is nice. There's a bunch of these that do outlines, and this one seems to be one of the better looking ones. All-in-one 3D shader, I'm a huge fan. Oh, line work devs posted some interesting updates. Okay, interesting. And this one over here, yeah, I'm a big fan of the all-in-one 2D shader. That is excellent for 2D stuff. And this one over here seems to be just as easy to use, which is one of the benefits of that one. But it now works on 3D shaders. So if you want to do 3D shader effects, that one is super cool. So yeah, these are definitely very impressive, very good tool. Yeah, if you've used the all-in-one 2D shader, you know how easy it is to use, how easy it is to make something awesome. And this one, basically that, but applied to 3D. That is super impressive. 3D tutorial. I definitely would like to make a full asset review video on this one. Because yeah, I've only used it a tiny bit, but yeah, it is very, very impressive. I definitely would like to use more. And recreational music system. Okay, this one I don't know. Because I don't normally look at audio stuff. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. So you basically choose a music style and the whole thing adapts to your gameplay. Okay. Okay, so that's interesting. So out of all of these, controls in UI feel very unintuitive and new modeler. Oh, is it? Oh. Because I've heard great things about it, so, but I don't know anything about 3D modeling, so yeah. Yeah, lattice modifier, yeah, I've seen a bunch of GIFs. This one is really cool. I really like it, yeah. All-in-one, yep, that is a great one. Springs, yeah, the all-in-one Springs toolkit, that one is also quite nice. So yeah, that one could also be, yeah. Okay, so I'm torn between these three. These three are excellent. Lattice modifier, that one's so cool. I just love that effect. That is so nice, so interesting. Line work, I'm also a big fan of outlines. They are insanely useful. This one over here, best artistic tool, which creates or augments artwork of any type. All-in-one 3D shader is really excellent. I mean, you can take the same 3D model and make it look so insanely different, make it look whatever you want it to look. So for making effects, for doing so many things, it is so capable. You can make literally thousands of unique shaders just on this one tool. Oh, so all these three are awesome. I would recommend all these three for basically almost any game. I really like this one, but I think in terms of usability, these two are more usable. This one is just fun, but more limited to use. These two are really awesome, and outlines are useful in so many different games. And this one seems to have a very solid, well-built outline. There are some that are very janky. The edges, they don't quite go along, but this one seems to be very well made. What are you voting for best development tool? We'll get there in a bit. So yeah, this one is really cool, but I think modify is perfect for modifying assets to be more original. Yep, I absolutely agree. This is a great one for taking asset packs and making them not look like asset packs. So that is cool. So yeah, I mean, but if based on the definition, a tool which creates or augments artwork of any type, based on that, I would say the one that augments the most would be the all-in-one 3D shader. I mean, you can take this one and you can make literally infinite variations of basically anything. Yeah, look at that. The amount of things you can create, post-processing effects, modify the meshes, make them look completely, entirely different. And importantly, using a custom editing tool that is so easy to use. I mean, I love the all-in-one 2D shader specifically because that it is so easy to use. You just press a bunch of buttons and you got a really nice custom shader. So based on that definition, I say these three are really excellent, and I'm gonna vote for the all-in-one 3D shader. That one is, oh, it just vanished. There you go. That one is really impressive. So yeah, I think definitely deserving of it. But yeah, these two are also really excellent, and the others are also awesome as well. But yeah, all-in-one 3D shader, really super cool. That is nice. Best development tool, so let's go for this one. And of course I'm going to be biased, but still, best development tool features the best editing tool of any type other than artistic tool. Okay. Sub-assets toolbox. Oh, this is the bundle by Zero. Okay. This one's cool. Basically a bundle with a bunch of nice, oh, it's one about sub-assets, where you can basically put assets inside of assets. That is cool, yeah. That is very useful. That is something that I wish Unity had by default, so you could organize things a bit better. So you can make basically a scriptable object, make it a child of another scriptable object. So yeah, that is a very useful thing when it comes to organization. As your games become bigger and bigger, this is the kind of thing that becomes so insanely good. So yeah, it might seem like a small thing, but yeah, very, very good. Sub-assets work, yeah, it's basically like this. So yeah, this example is great. You've got a main quest, you've got sub-quests. Instead of having like 10 different scriptable objects that are completely separate, you've got one, then you put a bunch inside of it, yeah. It's like how sprites are sub-assets of texture. Yep, that's basically it. Except over here, you can do sub-assets of just scriptable objects. So yeah, that's very, very important. And yeah, let's see if that one is awesome. And Magic Time, is this the one that you create a bunch of different timing things? I think so, yeah, you can create timescale. Yeah, basically transition to make the time slow down, speed up, and so on. So yeah, basically a nice tool for making, and you can make nice custom areas. That is cool, yeah. Local time scales for Unity developers. Definitely very unique, very niche thing, but that is quite interesting. Okay. Good for you. Awesome, thank you. V hierarchy. Yeah, these V tools, these are all quite interesting. There's a bunch of them. And yeah, this is one of those that is a simple tool, but does exactly what it says. So basically, if you want your hierarchy to be quite a bit more organized, then yeah, doing it like this, adding folders, adding icons, scene selector. Yeah. Component minimap. Oh, nice. Navigation bar. That is cool. Set default parent. That is also cool. Activation toggle, that is also cool, and customize appearance. So yeah, a very nice collection of mini tools. So yeah, this one quite nice. Nice one to make your project quite a bit more organized. And my own toolkit, which is myself talking. So yeah, nice little collection of tools and elements. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed making these tools. And yeah, very much plan to keep updating this toolkit for a very long time. But yeah, this year, that was my plan. My plan was by now to have made quite a few updates, but haven't been able to do it just because this entire year has been quite crazy. But yeah, definitely gonna keep updating this with many more tools that I want to add, many more things. Like every time that I search the top new systems on the asset store, every single month I get ideas. Oh, it would be fun to make like this system into a nice tool to add to my toolkit. That would be fun. So yeah, definitely something that I want to continue working on for a long time. But even right now, it's already quite nice. But of course, I'm biased, but yeah, I quite like it. Yeah. Make my own toolkit to publish. Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's very useful. I mean, the reason why I made this toolkit is because it helped me in my own games. I was making my own utilities and I figured, okay, let's make something nice and polished that people can use easily. So that was the goal, yeah. Photon Quantum Deterministic Game. So yeah, this is the most performant multiplayer game engine for Unity. So yep, I've never used Photon. I've only used netcode for game objects and netcode for entities, so I've never used it, but I've heard great things about it. So as far as I know, it is quite good. Then Behavior Designer. So yep, if you want to make a nice little state machine using some proper complex states and make it a nice visual tool, yeah, this one seems quite nice. I've never quite used one of these tools too much, just because usually my state machines are very, very basic, so usually I don't worry too much about this. So... but yeah, if you don't like doing these kinds of trees, then these are quite interesting. Comes with a lot of samples. That is usually very good. That's a very good thing. It's deterministic. Well, this one apparently is. Deterministic game engine and netcode for game objects. I don't think it is deterministic. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. Scriptable sheets. So yeah, basically if you have a ton of data you need to edit, yeah, this one is quite interesting. Yeah, if you got a mountain of data, yeah, you can just edit it directly inside of Unity. then make scriptable objects from it. Yeah, very, very impressive. So yeah, if you have a game with a lot of content, then a tool like this can save you a ton of time. Very useful. And Timeline Mixer, I don't think I've seen this one. Timeline Mixer lets you fade in timelines and transition from animated controllers. Okay. I don't normally use timelines, so maybe that's why I don't know this one. So you've got over there the animator doing something. Okay, you fade in the timeline. Okay, so yeah, because I've never really used timelines, so I don't really know what this is doing. It's basically mixing timelines and animations. Okay, all right, that sounds interesting. Sounds good. All right, so all of these are definitely very, very interesting. Definitely a lot of very, very useful ones. So now it's a big question. Now, do I do the thing of voting for myself, which, I mean, I generally do think my toolkit is very good, but I feel that would be a bit too conceited to vote for myself. So I guess I'm gonna intentionally vote for something else. So if I were to vote for something else, V hierarchy, really nice. Maybe a bit too simple compared to the rest of these. Does one thing, does very well. I'm always a fan of that, so really nice. Scriptable sheets, really awesome if you have tons of data. Behavior designer, it seems awesome if that's the thing that you like, but for me personally, I don't normally I normally just use simple state machines. So great tool, but not necessarily for me. Magic time seems interesting, very niche. Timeline, don't normally use timeline. And multiplayer, usually use that. So out of all of these, yeah, I guess I'm going for these sub-assets. Just in terms of organization, that seems so good. I'm a huge fan of scriptable objects. And yeah, the fact that you can't parent them, that is a pretty annoying limitation. So the fact this one adds that seems so good. So in terms of organization, you can now create hundreds of scriptable objects. Just make them children, and yeah, everything is much more nicely organized. So yeah, this one seems quite cool. So yep, I am going to be going for the sub-asset toolbox. Yeah, so that one is cool. Obviously, I quite like my own, but yeah, I'm voting for the sub-asset toolbox. Yeah, Zero has a bunch of really awesome utilities. Those are quite nice. All right, so Publisher of the Year. There are a number of S where I'm just like, Unity, buy them out and implement as default. Yep, that is definitely something that I feel all the time as well. Publisher of the Year. How the publisher has been impactful in some way over the past year. Now, the tricky thing is, what have these published in the past year specifically? Because out of these, IT Happy, they published a lot of stuff. They published 100 packs. Is this just in the last year? That's crazy. Opsiv, they make a lot of tools for like game maker things and so on. Let's see, as you recommend. He has a bunch of awesome ones. I don't know the names by default, off the top of my head, but he does have one of like scene notes. That one seems quite cool. He has a bunch of them. I remember that every time that I see them, I pretty much always pick them for my top new systems list just because it is so cool. And City Studios, those are awesome. I'm always a big fan of their style, so I'm always a big fan of that. Foreign Engine, they seem to be making a lot of awesome stuff. People quite like them. Nature Manufacturer, yep, for making realistic stuff. That one is quite cool. Then Chronic, I'm a big fan. They have so many awesome tools. I really like them. Like every single month, it does seem like there's a brand new tool. And I think this is just one guy. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I met one of the main guys. I don't know if it's the only guy, but yeah, one of the main guys on Last Unite. And yeah, it was quite impressive talking to him and how he works on so many different tools that are so unique. That was quite something. This one I don't know. Kubacho. Bali! Pode puxar o cabo. Cuidado. Kubacho Lab. Okay, this one I don't know. What did they... Oh, it's the V things ones. Okay. So that's good. So are these any modeler? Yep, they make that one. Okay, so out of these, it's time to feed. Yeah, he's definitely getting hungry and impatient. Out of these, IT Happy, I really like what they do, even though I'm not necessarily much of a huge fan of their style. I better take off this before he pulls the cable. Oh, Bali, então. assim eu não consigo trabalhar, assim está difícil. So IT Happy, real nice. Obsive, yep, they make some nice tools. Cindy Studios, I'm a big fan of their sound. Photon Engine, nice. So out of all these, I'm usually more of a fan of tools as opposed to visuals. So based on that, I think I'm gonna go with Connect. Just because I actually don't know if it's Connect or Chronict. I don't know. Yeah, IT Happy killing it for games with hyper casual. Yeah, if you make a game like that, then yeah, this is definitely gonna be your favorite publisher. But yeah, for me, I'm going to go with Connect. I agree, Cynthia's awesome, gorgeous, but yeah, I'm always more of a fan of tools and visuals, even if the visuals are gorgeous. And Chronict, the amount of awesome tools they have is really quite insane. Like they have not just one, but many, many really excellent one. Look at this one, Screen Space Reflections. That one is so cool. Highlight Plus, this one is really cool for like outlines and using things. Like I just used this one in my Game Jam game. That's cool. Edge Fusion, that one's really great for merging objects together and look like they fit together. That is cool. Beautify 3, real nice way of making your game look gorgeous. Volumetric Fog, that one is awesome. And the Volumetric Lights, which is somewhere around here, that one is also awesome. Soft Shadows, that one is awesome. So yeah, in terms of nice tools, this one is really great. I don't know which one of these they've published in the past year, but yeah, a lot of these are really awesome. I definitely like them. So yeah, they do take my vote. They are quite awesome. So yeah, that's Yasusaur. And the final section, Community, which has Best Devlog, Best Live Streamer, and Best Tutorial. So let's go for Best Devlog, which is celebrating the most engaging and insightful development log series, documenting the creation of a Unity-powered game, or to creators who share their process, challenges, and milestones in a way that inspires and educates fellow developers. Okay, that is cool. So out of these, which ones do I know? I know a handful of them. Okay. This one I don't know. Tsitsuki, I don't know. Oh, I know I don't have the thing. Okay. Okay, because I don't have sound, because now otherwise Bali's gonna destroy my headset, so that's not gonna help. Choosing from mainly. Okay, I don't think I've seen this one. Bali, fica aí, George.
Get ready for it.
Okay, so nice indie FPS game.
In our library, which didn't create garbage, but then I came up.
I mean,
with
the guy
a
looks
better
like a
idea.
super
Just create the
powerful
pattern
powerlifter
and
or
export that
bodybuilder,
out
so
and use
that's
that instead of
impressive.
generating the pattern. Is that really something the game
Okay,
needs?
polishing some nice visuals.
I already had a system. When it gets to a point, on stage,
I know how difficult devlogs are to make, so yeah, making a 15-minute devlog, adding wall running, levels, woodworks, that's a really nice one.
Everything Brilliant has to offer
That is cool.
trigger again.
That is a lot of progress in just one.
Change the world, which is no good.
Gym competition YouTuber. I'm pretty sure this guy is much bigger than me, so yeah, probably not much of a competition.
Suggestions you have in the comments below. I read them all.
But yeah, that seems very, very impressive. So yeah, nice game, nice devlog with a lot of stuff. Usually that's the issue with devlogs, is how you can't do too much stuff. It's hard to work on your game, make a lot of progress, and then make a devlog on that. So yeah, that is quite interesting. And that looks cool, yeah. That looks very polished, jumping through the thing. That looks nice. Okay, I wasn't familiar with this channel, but that was a nice devlog. And Sam, she was working on the Desktop Cafe game. That was quite cool. Yeah, very interesting to make this style of game, like the desktop game. Yeah. Why isn't Jonas on there? Did he publish Thronefall this year? Or was it last year? I'm guessing it was last year. Wait, was it last year? No, I'm confused. Did Thronefall come out this year? Thronefall... No, October 2014. So that's why Jonas isn't here. Because yeah, Jonas, definitely the big one, yeah. Did Sam been in Unity? Yep, she did. And then when they reversed, she kind of went back. So this game was made with Unity, and now she's working on another one that is also made with Unity. So yeah. Yeah, nice game, nice devlog. So I also don't know. David Canton Nadales. Okay. Okay, it's in Spanish and trailer libro curso prático con Unity 3D. So like a thing for learning. Oh, it's a book. Oh, it's an actual book. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Okay. A nice book. You don't often see books on game development. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. All right. And Ginger, I'm pretty sure, what was the game that he was working on? I don't remember the name, but I've seen a bunch of these devlogs and they look quite nice. The game looks quite interesting. Can a hub world breathe life into my roguelike? That is nice. So that is cool. And Aya definitely has some awesome games, some awesome videos. This one was quite fun. The devs competing to make the smartest AI. I quite like that. Yeah, this was a fun video. I did enjoy seeing this one. Yeah, that was cool. Although it's a bit strange how on the devlogs it is showing one of his one-off videos and not a devlog for Mana Valley. So yeah. Oh, they should have included GMTK. Oh, that's probably true, because he didn't. Oh, I guess he didn't make devlogs. That's it. For his last game, he basically just shadow dropped it. Yeah. Yeah, that's why. Because he didn't make devlogs for his last game. Yeah, he just shadow dropped, so that's why. Whereas the other one, the platformer game, he basically made a lot of devlogs, and they were quite fun. I definitely really enjoyed that one. The developing series, that was awesome. I really love those videos. But yeah, for the new one, he just shadow dropped it, so that's why he's not here. Yeah. Good for you going back to work. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. So yeah, this one, I usually make some awesome devlogs. It's just odd how the video that is highlighted is one that is not a devlog, but devlogs are usually awesome. And Sundering Emily, she also does some interesting... oh, Bali. He's already definitely getting way too stressed out. Definitely, it's time to go, right? Javamsh. All right, Javamsh. So yeah, Emily, she's working on a very interesting game, which actually, last I checked, had quite a lot of wishlists, so that is quite nice. That is quite cool. Definitely very interesting game, very unique. So yeah, not quite my genre, but yeah, very interesting, like adventure game, sort of it. Yeah, I think definitely doubles the time for you to get the game done right. Yep, definitely. I'm not sure about doubles. I guess that depends on your skills as a presenter, your skills as a writer, editor, and so on. That is going to depend. That is going to impact how quickly you can make devlogs. But yeah, devlogs are an insane amount of work. They are definitely not free. So yeah, you have to work on your game to build stuff, and then do a lot of work in order to make the devlog so you can actually show people. So yeah, that is always very, very tricky. Yeah, definitely quite tricky. Yeah, too strong for me. Yeah, yeah, this game is definitely very much like psychological horror, but it does look quite interesting. And Thomas working on the wait, I was gonna say Father, but it's no longer Father, right? It's Twisted Tower. Yeah, that one seems quite interesting. They just make a great game. I mean, but that's the thing. If you want the game to be successful, you need to do marketing, and well, devlogs are just one way to do marketing. So yeah. Okay, so that's a bit odd. So for the highlighted trailer of a devlog, it's just a channel trailer, doesn't actually show the game, which the game does seem to be quite impressive. I wonder how that one will end up. Okay, so all of these are all quite interesting. I mean, this one I didn't know, but it seems like a very cool game. Seems very polished. Big fan of the weapon animations and how it's shooting a bit off to the side. Definitely looks quite cool. And then breaking the glass, that one seems quite nice. Huh, so all of these are interesting. I think the one I'm going for... honestly, this one looks quite cool. So I quite like this one, and I really like his devlogs, even though this one right here isn't a devlog. So, but yeah, I've really enjoyed devlogs for Mana Valley. I really want that one to come out, because that seems like an interesting game. Devlogs are fun, so yeah, I guess I is gonna take my vote. That one seems quite cool, even though all these are quite interesting. Yeah, Thomas, yeah, the Twisted Tower, that one does seem quite cool. Stunning Emily, that one does seem very strange game. Sam working on her new game does seem like an interesting concept. This one seems quite cool. So yeah, all these are quite nice. But yeah, my vote goes for Aya. Very cool. All right. Best live streamer. Okay, there you go, myself, interesting. So Lana, which she has been working on her game for, I don't even know how many years, for a very long time. And she's been developing a lot of it directly on stream. So if you want to see the making of this game basically from start to right now, then yeah, you can definitely watch quite a lot of stuff. So it's another like adventure mystery game, so not necessarily my personal thing, but the fact that she streams non-stop, that one seems very, very impressive. So that is definitely quite cool. Cool character design live stream. I don't actually know this. That is a cool game. And it's a cool setup. Nice little widescreen. That is fun. I like it. That's different. Yeah, definitely seems to have an interesting live stream setup. That is nice. Okay, definitely seems like a very evolved live stream. Like it's not just something basic, someone working in the corner. Definitely seems to have quite a bunch of... Yeah, definitely seems like a complex, well-made live stream. Nice. And Emily, I didn't know she actually live streamed. Okay, this is the announcement trailer, so not a live stream. So yeah, I haven't seen her live streams. And Thomas, I haven't really seen his live streams. I watch the interviews every once in a while, so I don't know his live streams. And myself, well, I guess that's it. Yeah, okay, that makes no sense. Did I not see? Because they did ask me for assets, but I guess I... Because yeah, definitely makes no sense for me on the live stream section to post this video. Yeah, definitely should be a video of like one of my live streams, so definitely a very strange video. But I for devlogs, you for streaming, get them in for tutorials, nice. Surprised Light Tooth Draven isn't on here for devlogs. I don't know that name. Interesting. Okay, so out of these, again, just like I did with development tools, it feels too conceited to vote for myself, so I won't vote for myself. And out of these, yeah, I think Lana, she has been live streaming for a very long time. So yeah, I do think Lana gets my vote. Yeah, I do wonder when is she planning to launch a game, because that has definitely been quite a long time. So yeah, that is quite something. Yeah, Lana, nice. Yeah. So work on Total Liberation. Do you think you'll devlog it? That's a good question. I don't know, because again, devlogs take an insane amount of effort to make. So I don't know. It's an interesting way of doing things, but yeah. Oh, thank you. Sorry that I don't know your channel, but yeah, it does seem quite interesting. Very complex streams, very nice setup. So that's cool. Yeah, great job on making a unique setup, because it's very easy for live streams to basically all look the same. So having one that looks different, that is quite fun. Okay, so next one, best tutorial series. Okay. So yeah, Sunny Valley Studio, Speed Tutor, myself, Getamend, and Christina Creates Games. Okay, so let's see, Sunny Valley Studio. He does have some really nice ones, some really nice tutorials. I also see a bunch of the stuff that he posts on Twitter. That is usually where I mostly see it, so that is quite nice. Sucks we can't do ranked choice voting. That's interesting, yeah. That would be fun, but I guess it would be more confusing for them. I guess they just want to have just one winner, and that's it. Don't get overly confused. So yeah, I'm guessing that's why. But yeah, ranked choice voting, that would be fun. So yeah, Sunny Valley Studio, he does have some nice fun ones. Yeah, definitely quite a lot of unique tutorials, especially on Twitter as well. Lots of nice threads and GIFs. Those are fun. Adam, yeah, Adam does have some nice stuff, some very gorgeous pixel art. So yeah, that is definitely quite cool. And Speed Tutor, he has also been doing YouTube longer than me. When I first started researching YouTube, he was already doing stuff. So yeah, he has been around for a very, very long time. And hey, continues posting lots of awesome stuff. So yeah, very, very interesting. He does lots of tutorials. He's got his own tool, so that's fun. And myself, what is, okay, it's using this one. Okay, so that's something. There you go, Little Leather. I definitely enjoyed making this game. That was quite fun. But yeah, definitely doesn't make... Well, I guess in this case it does make sense. For best tutorials, showcasing a nice 5-hour course. I guess it does make sense in this category. I guess this video does make sense, but in the other one, doesn't quite make as much sense. And Getamend, really awesome. Definitely a big fan of this channel. Definitely much more advanced stuff. Definitely not for beginners. But yeah, for very... for more hardcore stuff, more advanced intermediate stuff, like over here, composition versus inheritance. A very important topic, but definitely not something aimed at beginners. So yeah, definitely quite cool. Definitely a big fan of this channel, quite like it. And Christina, yeah, she makes quite a lot of interesting stuff for UI, definitely very in-depth guide. So especially if you want some UI stuff, she definitely makes a bunch of awesome stuff. And she's really nice too, so yeah, that's fun. All right, so yeah, this one's another very tricky one. Oh, Christina has ebooks. Oh, I didn't know that. That is cool. Nice. Okay, so out of all these, again, I'm not gonna vote for myself, so ignoring myself. Yeah, I think the answer, ignoring myself, I think the answer is obvious. I think I'm gonna go with Get Amend, yeah. Especially because I quite like the way that he covers more advanced intermediate stuff. That is definitely quite nice. So yeah. I don't know if he's going to Unite. Out of all the others, Christina is going to Unite. I don't know if Speed Tutor is going. I don't know, but yeah. But yeah, Get Amend, definitely really nice. So yeah, if you're more of an intermediate user, I definitely recommend you follow his channel. Very much intermediate advanced tutorials. I mean, over here you can already see like abstract classes, overriding stuff. So yeah, definitely more that. But yeah, definitely a very, very good one. So yeah, so that's fun. So those are the votes on the community. So for best devlogs, what did I vote for? I voted for Aya. Really nice. Then for best live streamers, I voted for Alana. Yep, she continues live streaming for years. Yep, I hope the game comes out nicely. And best tutorial series, I voted for Get Amend. Really nice, advanced, intermediate content. So that is also quite cool. All right, so that is quite fun. So I think those are all the votes. Well, honestly, that's quite a bit. I didn't expect to be live streaming for 3 hours, but yeah, quite a bit. So yeah, voted for best games. Yeah, the best 2D visuals, 3D visuals, AR, VR, desktop console, best mobile, multiplayer, and most anticipated games. Those are cool. Accessor, best artistic tool, development tool, publisher of the year. Those are all super cool. And the best community, devlogs, live streamers, tutorial series. So yeah, it's awesome to see so many people using Unity in so many ways, making games, making assets, and just sharing stuff with the community. Those are all quite fun. So yeah, definitely enjoyed my votes. Yeah, you've cast 14 votes. So I've cast all of them. 14 categories, 14 votes. Those are my votes. Quite nice. Brex nominated for Godot tutorials. That is something. All right, so yeah, so that was definitely quite fun. I hope all of you also voted. There's lots of awesome stuff here. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to see the winners, which I don't know if they've announced when the winners will be announced. I wonder if it's going to be... Oh, no. Okay. Be sure to join us for the showcase on December 2nd. So I guess that's it. I was wondering, are they gonna unveil the winners during Unite? But apparently not. Apparently December 2nd. So that's going to be in 2-3 weeks from now. So 2.5 weeks from now, they are going to announce. So yeah, still half a month away. Yep, so still a bit of time to pick the winners and the past winners. Yep, those are fun. So yeah, this was fun. Definitely interesting. Nice to see so many awesome things being made with Unity. So that is quite cool. Did I show up at the end of the stream? Yep, that's basically it. Yep, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go eat something, and my dog is, yeah, he's definitely looking at me, giving me a very serious side eye because he's very hungry. So yeah. Mas papá, bebê. Mas papai. Vamos. Papinha. Opa. Opa. Lindo. Hey. Vamos. All right, so yeah, I guess I'm going to, from propane tank. It does look a little bit like a propane tank. That's funny. But yeah, okay, so yeah, I'm going to go, about to have grilled chicken. Yep, that's basically it. Actually, it's grilled chicken hamburger, so it's slightly different. It's not like the chicken steaks that I normally have, just chicken burgers. That's basically it. This man should stream more often. That would be fun, yeah. I would love to fit more streams in my schedule because these are always quite interesting. All right, so yeah, I really gotta go because it's already super late and I still got work to do because I'm going to Unite this week. So if any of you, Unity Unite, if any of you are also going to Unite, I will be there. So if you see me randomly walking around this week, November 1920, if you see me randomly walking around, come say hi. I mean, there's actually the view all sessions. There's going to be one session for the Meet the Insiders event. So if you want to meet myself and a bunch of other people, so Meet the Insiders. There you go. So I'm going to be there. Christina is there. Minion Arts going to be there. Lana is going to be there. Game from Scratch. Also nice. Game Dev Guide. So Matt's going to be there. Binary Impact. Mix and Jam. Andre. I haven't seen him in quite a while. So yeah. Gonna be fun. Sam's going to be there. Unity Adventures. TNTC. And then Pause. So yeah. Lots of awesome people there. So yeah, if you're also going to Unite, then come say hi. It's going to be fun. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to get going, eat something, and that's it. All right, so yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Hope you have a great week, and I will see you all next time. All right, bye everyone. See you next time. Bye bye.